Where'd you go, Donna?
I'm here. Hang on. I'm looking at something.
Yeah, we're live, I guess, on my channel too.
Oh,
Woohoo!
cool,
I'll,
cool.
I'll have to remember to keep up with multiple channels. Not that I care about stuff like that, but right now I'm gonna find me something illegal to smoke and something to eat for afterwards.
Something illegal to smoke. I wish I had something like that.
It's just a dead
I said
flower.
that's
It's nothing fancy. It's a dead, dried flower.
well, I've got homemade menthol tobacco.
I don't have that. I wish I had that. Salt and vinegar
I've got
potato chips. What the fuck's up with that?
salt and vinegar.
Potato chips. Yeah.
If you got some chili powder, you can season them up.
I'm gonna got some of these here waffles with some hog jaw bacon in them.
Waffles and hog jaw.
Yeah, that's a good combination right there.
Oh, that worked good. Look at that. Got that one. Perth Observer is in New Zealand. Oh, okay.
Oh, please don't reiterate. Oh, I know what's going to happen. Here we go. Let's go back to that window there. Minimize that window there. Okay. The windows. Yes, I figure it's good to have multiple lives going just because, if nothing else, for posterity reasons. As like a living record to both sides of the story, both what's being said, what's being talked about, what's being wrote about, who's a guest, who isn't a guest, why they're a guest, you know, because you just can't trust any of this shit anymore. Especially when you got videos that magically disappear and then they come back and then they disappear again and then they change and they get altered and there's pieces missing.
Hell, there've been so many times. My first evening visit with the Mountain Man video went up, and oh, good God, the fuss that made. And I told him I didn't say anything bad in that. I did cuss quite a bit. But I just voiced my opinion on certain things and pretty much hot topics, you know, politics and the deviance going on in America today and around the world. Just said I couldn't stomach that crap, and I don't approve of it.
Well, it's working. We can't do it.
I've always approached everything from a logical, critical mind. And if any opinion, or excuse me, not opinion, but it's always been my idea that if something is being presented to me that is truthful, then I can verify it. And if I try to verify it, and people are like, oh, wait a minute, you just have to take my word for it, you're not allowed to verify it, then that, I'm sorry. I can't wholeheartedly rest assured that it is in fact truthful. I research. That's what I do. And, you know, first thing I want to know is that you say somebody died, well, show me a fucking autopsy. Let me talk to a medical examiner. Your medical examiner, that's a public office. Why can't I talk to the medical examiner? I'll pay for the international phone call. Sound Minds is in chat. He's got AZSX 299. They're in New Zealand. Can I talk to the medical examiner in New Zealand, AZ2X 299? What's the medical examiner's name? What's their phone number? I don't want to talk to a fucking peon. I want to talk to a motherfucker with a door. Let me
Got
reiterate.
his name.
Someone with
Got
a
his
door.
name on the door.
Yeah, because if they've got a door, they've obviously got a title. You ain't going to just throw up a video and show it for 5 minutes and then say, oh, wait a minute, nobody's allowed to watch this video. Nobody's allowed to share this video. Nobody's allowed to talk about this video. And
No. I got to correct you there, Heath. Erdogan can in Turkey.
And not to mention, you fire into 3 bodies and you've got 50 dead? Really? How the fuck you get 50 fucking people hurt and dead from shooting 3 people?
Heath, did you hear when I was saying earlier on in the piece when I came on, they actually charged the supposed dude for 51, and that last one that they charged him for wasn't even dead. He was still alive.
Yeah. Can I play something that's just the audio, not a video, but like just the audio?
Go for it, mate.
All right, listen to this.
Okay, I got this video here of the New Zealand shooting in Christchurch, and I just want to point one thing out in the shooting, so I'm going to play it. And this is
I've seen that. Hey, I've actually seen that. That's where the guy counts all the shots and the whatever at the top, isn't it?
Yep, we're just listening to the audio.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
There we go.
If you want to drop the link in the chat, you can do.
There's someone across the hall. That's 2.
Fuck,
So
why
he's
did you
got
tell
2.
me to do
He
that shit?
shot on his left. And he shoots to his right, looks to his left. Let's go back to that for a second. Looks to his left. Now, he's only shot the guy right here, and he shot the guy over here, but he has not shot any of these people here. He hasn't shot this guy that's partially under this white bench here. He's just laying there. You got all these people already piled up here in front of this door, laying on top of one another, and he's not fired any rounds over here. So let's continue. He shoots over here. Shoots that right there, but he still has not shot anybody other than 2 people on his left.
What?
That's all right, I'm taking.
What was bad was that I watched him shoot 2 people, and he turns a corner, and there's bodies just piled up in the fucking floor. How did they get there? Who shot them people if those people had in fact been shot? Which, hey, I've killed enough motherfuckers myself to know that when you shoot a motherfucker from 4 or 5 foot away, there's some blood splatter. I don't give a shit what weapon you've used. I've used a Mini 14 that was silenced even. And that cuts down a lot of the fucking gore, if you will. But when you're 5, 6, 7 foot away and you shoot the human body, hell, a fucking 22 is going to leave some splatter.
Yeah.
I mean, this idea that this guy shoots 3 people and all of a sudden there's floor-to-ceiling pile of bodies is asinine. No wonder they don't want you watching the video. You'd have to be a motherfucking retard to even remotely think that there was any truthfulness to that entire fucking event. And I don't care who doubts, says, or not says. Show me something better than that motherfucking video of that so-called event. Because that shit's fucking... That stinks like shit. No matter how you fucking dress it up. Look, dude walks down the hall, shoots 2 people, turns the corner, and there's a pile of 25 bodies. Fires 114 rounds, and there's only 6 shell casings. And them shell casings don't even make a sound when they hit the ground. No wonder YouTube don't want me sharing that video. No wonder Facebook and Twitter don't want me talking about that video. Because the only motherfuckers that put any faith or credit or belief in that video or that event are motherfucking useless fucking eaters. And they don't want them useless eaters picking their balls up and pulling the dicks out of their asses and standing up to the people that use those very same fucking videos to all of a sudden now look, the article I talked about today. We got the New Zealand president. Yeah, we're not like them dumbass fucking Americans. We're going to act quick. We're going to do something about this shit. Because you know what? These here guns is dangerous. And peoples is dying. And we can't be having these people die with these guns. So the only solution, we got to get rid of these here guns. Because we don't want to be like them dumb fucking ass Americans that won't enforce stricter gun laws, that won't enforce gun control, and they let everybody kill each other like the Wild Wild West. No, 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 sir. Not here in New Zealand, because we're smart. And then all of a sudden, about 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this afternoon, there's some asshat fucking politician in Tennessee saying some shit on Twitter. Yep, it might be time that we seriously take some examples from our friends and allies in New Zealand, and we might, as much as we don't want to have the gun control debate and conversation, we might want to consider it because, you know, we could end up being the next New Zealand. We wouldn't want that to happen. What the fuck happened in New Zealand? A shooting? Prove it. And do better than a fucking video I'm not allowed to talk about or show people. Made me burn my waffle.
Damn it. Don't you just hate it when your waffles get burnt?
Now I'm going to be stoned and have to eat a crunchy fucking waffle. Thank you, dude.
Well, share that fucking waffle, Heath. Nobody wants to FedEx me anything. People to FedEx me shit and nobody wants to do it.
I would, but they said it would be $29.14 for me to FedEx you a bottle cap.
A bottle cap?
Yep, $30 is what it would cost.
To send one bottle cap to Australia?
Yes.
I wonder if I had like a 1 pound package, what would they charge?
Oh shit, I just sent just recently, Jacob Downey's another one of my friends here on YouTube, and I sent him a piece of quartz to have him cut it up for me. It weighed 14 ounces, and he is in Ohio, in I think it's northern Ohio. I'm in Tennessee, East Tennessee, and it cost me $19 to ship that not even a pound piece of quartz from Tennessee to Ohio. And I told my buddy, I said, damn, no wonder the post office is losing business. No wonder people are getting away from the post office. I mean, hell, it was like highway robbery.
Sorry I deleted that, but yeah, apparently according to the YouTube rules, you cannot say the FF word, nor can you say the other word that sounds like HOKES, because they come after you for that. So if you can put it in another fashion, by all means do so, just, yeah, not those two words, mate.
FF words.
Yeah.
Yeah, the FF meaning when something you believe that something is not true.
Like a football?
Oh, okay.
And then the HOKES. I mean, we could go FF.S for fuck's sake. And we'll all know what it means. But yeah, unfortunately, we could go fake fart.
Had it not been for this fake shooting, I would have found Pokemon today.
Oh no, you didn't chase Pokemon today?
I almost had Pokemon. I was on his tail.
Damn it.
YouTube sent me a fucking email telling me that my bell had secretly been untipped again, and I had... Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Why did I didn't have to mention it, but I did. Mother... I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking... Whoever it is in chat, sound minds, you motherfuckers, whoever, leave the fucking bell alone. It's the only thing in a world of infinite shit that I've asked for is to leave the fucking bell alone. Leave the fucking bell alone. Yes, Perth.
Oh.
The bell's been unticked. I'm
You're
looking
kidding
at
me,
it.
mate.
I'm not lying. The bell's unticked. I'm holding syrup in my right hand, my cock in my left hand, and the bell is unticked.
Damn it.
Damn. Sons of bitches.
Okay, I just clicked on that bell. Now I'm gonna refresh the page and see what happens.
It's me. They fucking with me because they know it pisses me off, so they're doing it on purpose. I'm just.
Well, this is the very first time I've ever clicked on any bell to receive a notification. So I'm going to see if it takes.
Yeah, my display capture's on, so you people have seen that in real
I'm
time.
telling you, it's my theme song. Ring my bell. It's my theme song.
That was played.
Make a fucking intro. It definitely intro. That is my song. So if anybody plans on using that song, fuck off. It's mine.
Leave the fucking bell alone.
Yeah, exactly. Ring my bell.
Oh, this one's still stayed ticked, I guess you could
I'll
say.
give up all my weapons. Just leave the
Mountain, is
fucking
that
bell
my
alone.
bell? Mountain, are you talking my bell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I clicked on that, and there's the two little marks up there by the bell to indicate that I've activated notifications.
Well, I don't normally ask, but whoever's still here, whoever's watching, whoever's lurking, whoever's in my chat, you hit that thumb in appreciation. I can't ask for funds, obviously, because, yeah, PayPal's going to get out my info, and, yeah, I'm not prepared to do that, because YouTube is just fucking feral. We all know that. But the least you can do is share some info. We always have some good subjects on here, and if you want to listen to rants, we've always got those. You know, so hit that bell, hit that thumbs up.
Unless you're
If
me.
you can't find Perth Observer, you know why, because they're turning off my bell.
No, it's perfectly fine if anybody else hits the bell. I'm just not allowed to.
Well, I don't know, because I've had other people come to me and they tell me that they cannot find me.
People, hey, without divulging too much, people who are, if nothing else, at least equal in my technical capabilities, can do stuff that's, in their minds, it's funny. In their minds, it's just getting a ruse out of me.
Hey, Jacob.
And that's
Sorry,
and that's the type of things that somebody is sitting there right now laughing their ass off. Let's put it that way.
Hey, mate, I would be too.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, and no, it ain't YouTube. Just remember,
Dude, I would be too.
you see what I want you to see, because I write my own motherfucking script. Maybe this whole computer is a distraction, so that you don't look into the Quasimo under the fucking bed.
Somebody's under my bed?
He's got a laptop that he's not used to connect to the fucking interwebs with and it's not window based. Oh hell, we got to get to work, people. Yeah. I typically normally use Kali. That's my go-to operating system on normal days. But I've told you all this before. I'm not.
Well, sounds if you have that, why have you not shared already? Damn. But yeah, oh listen, they could be pissed off too, mate, because you're eating fucking waffles or whatever and you ain't FedEx and that shit. They could be pissed off, that's why they're undinging my bell.
Well, I found it's usually it's jealousy or envy. Because I live the lives that they ain't got the fucking balls to live.
Absolutely.
See, they live in a life where they are still governed by perceived laws and perceived rules, whereas me, I turn my nose up at all that shit. I'm not in the least bit humble, and I don't strive to be, and it pisses them off. The arrogance and the cockiness of it is something they can't handle. So all they can do is their little fucking little petty actions against me to get a ruse out of me.
Well, Heath, all I got to say is that I am extremely honoured to have met you on the internet, on this web thingy. Yeah, I think you're absolutely fucking awesome. So you know that they're undinging the bell, and I know that they're undinging the bell. We all know that they're undinging the bell. Fuck them. Fuck them. I mean, did you notice that when you got that thing from YouTube where it says that it was flagged? I got the same one. Mine was flagged. 2 of mine have been flagged so far. So whoever comes to our streams, whatever, somebody is, you know, suffering mental instability.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. I've known. I don't run those, so I'm not going to hide. Do they think? I mean, I have the same network of about 7 people that come in and thumb down every one of my videos typically, and they presume that because I allow them to do it and I still interact with them, I must not then know who they are. It's always comical. They just never give me the credit for being what should be credited for.
Oh, so you're actually asking them to kiss your butt?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I give them the option, you know, I give them the left cheek, the right cheek, you know, whether they want to go straight down the middle, but yeah, you know, like... I have to get working, I have to get stuck on making an intro, for fuck's sake. I want that fucking song on there now. I'm determined. Heath, did you read my comment above? What do you think? They could have fled there after the initial shots down the centre. Gut is asking you a question, Heath. She wants you to scroll up.
My hands are gooey. Let me wipe.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, hang on a minute, Gut. His hands are gooey. He will get to you shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to read that right this second, just as soon as I wipe this syrup off. Now I want to eat some fucking blueberries, as stupid as that sounds. Get me a pack of blueberries out here in a minute. I'll wipe my hands off and read through some comments. To read my comment above, what do you think they could have fled there?
Well, don't ask me for nude pictures, for Christ's sake. It's not in my chat. Damn.
Huh.
They went straight to the room. No, it was off. The room that I'm speaking of was to the right. When you walk down that main corridor, there were a total of 2 doors to the right. When you got past that second door, you had to turn to the right, and it was approximately, I don't know, I'm guessing you would have made a right, you would have walked 6 feet, and then about 2 feet diagonally to your left would have been a corner, and there was what appeared to be 9 bodies that were off of that main corridor.
Hey, listen,
and he fired, and the shots and the position his body was directed at when he fired said shots was very concise. You can, slow the fucking video down. Download it, watch it, slow it down. Listen to each shot. Watch the position of the body. But more importantly than the position of the body, pay attention to the direction of the rifle. And that was something that a buddy of mine, you know, we shoot a lot of weaponry here. That's just something we do. We're rednecks. We get drunk, we go out in the yard, and we blow shit up. What type of weapon has the type of recoil that weapon exhibited? I mean, I have shot motherfucking riot-style shotguns that sawed-off pistol grip Mossberg 1600 pump shotguns that did not have that much recoil.
I've got a Mossberg 590.
I mean, this dude, I mean, this shit's really seriously fucking kicking. I mean, that should have been everybody's first indicator. And if the weapon's fake, what the fuck else is fake? I know somebody's gonna pop up and shout about this old 22 rifle their daddy used to have that kicked like a mule. Well, I call bullshit.
No, 22 don't kick like a mule.
Yeah.
I've had the lightest weight 22 on the market, and that is the nylon 66, and it didn't kick. It kind of flinches a little bit whenever that little round goes off.
A little bit. If you shave the firing pin a damn 32nd of an inch maybe, and made that motherfucker auto or something some kind of way, and you fired 1,000 rounds out of it, it might the barrel might have got hot and got warped, and then it might have added to the recoil a little bit. But no, this guy don't have none of this shit. This dude, regular fucking weapon, walking down through there, and it's kicking like he's fucking firing a fucking an M60 or something. I mean, he's acting like it's seriously kicking the dog shit out of him. Oh, fuck. No, I don't answer calls unless they're bringing me beer or it's a woman or both. Well, I better answer it.
It's all too funny, people. Well, it's not too funny. Who the fuck knows? Gotta laugh, people. Gotta listen to music. Now I'm pissed off because I'm thinking about my playlist and I have to go look for that song all over again because I like that song.
It's the sear in the firearm
That needs to be filed down. Oh wow, there's 15 comments in the back end and I didn't see one of them.
You got what in your back end? What are you talking about? What did I step
My
in
back
on?
end has been infiltrated.
That's what I heard. Sounded like something you had 15 of them in your back end or something. I don't fucking know. I just walked in the room and...
Yeah, no, nobody here is into putting shit uphill, buddy. No. No. Not happening, Jack.
What have we got here? Tweezers.
Perth has tweezers and she's not afraid to use them.
Exactly. You tell them, Mountain. You tell them.
She'll pinch that little sucker right off.
Oh, listen, that makes me think of something else. Just go off topic there for a minute. The amount of times that I've needed to fix stuff and I haven't had the right tool, and then I think to myself, well, okay, I don't have the right tool. What can I use?
Duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've got a bolt that snapped in the guts of my washing machine, like down where the container is.
Well, then you're going to need a piece of duct tape, some slightly chewed bubble gum, and the foil from a pack of cigarettes.
And I'm blowing it out?
Well, no, you go make a Band-Aid for the bolt. Yeah, duct tape fixes everything. If you can't duck it, fuck it.
Yeah, I need to get that fucking nut out, dude. At some point, I have to get that fucking nut out. I do not have a tool that is long enough to go down the center of
Here's
the
what you do.
agitator.
Take your clothes hanger. Take your clothes hanger. Make you a wad of tape. Like a wad to where it's sticky all the way around the ball.
Yeah.
And then stick the end of the clothes hanger, unbend the clothes hanger till it's straight and long. And then use the wad of tape on the end of the clothes hanger.
Yeah, it's not just a matter of picking it out of there. I thought I would have done that by now. This is, I was trying to unscrew it so that I could take the agitator out, right?
Yeah.
And before I even managed to, I unscrewed it maybe two rounds or whatever. I turned it twice, and the nut broke. The nut broke. So I've got, the rest of it is still in the thread thingy. So I have to somehow make a groove in that thing, but I don't have any tool that I can put down that is long enough to be able to jam it into that nut so that I can turn it and twist it out.
Oh, fuck. I gotta quit looking at shit. Yeah, washing machines can be kind of annoying.
That girl is 20 years old, but I tell you what, the plastic shit that they make today doesn't even come close
What's
to...
wrong with a rock in a creek?
Pardon?
What's wrong with a fucking rock in a creek?
I have no creek.
Right? Like no ditches or nothing to have water in it around your house?
Well, there is a lake some ways away, but that's full of duck shit.
Well, it's better than tap water.
True, you've got a point. You've got a point. Yeah, I've got to keep thinking about it. I mean, I came up with a couple of ideas, whatever, but still nothing. I just need, I need to find myself a long, thick, not thick, but little finger thighs.
Hey,
I know.
You've got me on your live stream, and you got me running 2 live streams, and I forgot all about the other live stream. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Anybody over there? Hang on a minute. Let me go
I'm
over
just saying
there.
hi to everybody. I've got 3 people in chat that I just need to real quick. Angel Salazar, My Skies 5D, and Mr. 23 is Crack. Weird. Where do people get these names at? Anyway, thank you for being here. You'll notice that on your screen, well, now we're looking at my screen, but we're watching, we're on PERTH Observer's screen over here. And
Heath, guess what?
What?
I didn't get a notification for your live.
I don't want to hear it. I'm not clicking your bell no more. I'm fucking fuck the bell. Fucking don't click my bell. Fucking fuck the bell.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
Hey,
not
like 8
ring
times
my...
last night and 5 times today. I mean, it's just like at nighttime when they play fucking music and shit when I'm laying there in bed and everything. I've done went through the house. I unplugged the TVs. I unplug everything. And I'm hearing fucking music playing. I live in the middle of the fucking woods. Let me get some sleep. Don't be playing fucking dumbass music when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, Heath, can I tell you guys something really creepy? Yesterday morning, right, yeah. I go to turn my computer on, and I turn my computer on, and I'm starting up my live thingy, whatever, and what do I hear? But noises coming out of my speakers. There was nothing of any kind of audio turned on at my end, but I could hear, not music, I could hear some kind of noises, like somebody was moving somewhere, somebody was moving something coming out of my fucking speakers, to the point where I thought to myself, am I hearing shit? Is this coming from outside? So I actually get my ass off the chair, I put my ear to the speaker, and sure enough, it's coming out of the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're all good.
That's just a bunch of shit. I should be out fucking burning shit or something. I don't know. Where's some food at? Oh, I'm waiting on beer. Oh, wow. It's going to be a great night. Dog, I will take your fat ass outside. I will be back in about 2 minutes, everybody. I've got a big fucking 100+ pound dog to let her relieve herself. She's too is a porch pisser, I've learned here recently.
Uh-oh. She's learning.
Yeah, so we're gonna go piss off the porch together. It's what
cool.
It's what redneck folk do. They piss off the porch.
I've been known to take a whiz outside all the time. Not in the house.
Oh, that's too funny.
Easy Out Drill Bit, Amazon.com. Easy Out Drill Bit on eBay. That's the thing you need, Perth, to get that thing out of your washing machine.
What did you call it? It's an easy what?
Easy Out Drill Bit.
Yeah, that's the fucker. That's the fucker. Somebody said that to me a long time ago. That's the fucker. I was supposed to go to our hardware store here, which is Bunnings. I think I did look into it, and I think they call it something else. It's not an easy out, but it's kind of along the same things. Because when I saw it, because somebody actually showed me a picture, I can't remember whether they shared the screen or they sent me pictures of it. And yeah, what the thing that I looked at was the same thing, but a slightly different name.
What'd I miss?
No, we're just talking about the washing machine.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, having a washing machine's okay. I miss clotheslines. I like to, in the summer, I'm a big fan of hanging stuff up and letting it dry.
I have a clothesline. I have a clothesline.
Well, nowadays, you notice that people don't do that anymore. And I have even seen where places have enacted ordinances and whatnot that would prevent people from being allowed to have clotheslines.
Yeah, no, I like to put my blankets outside. I like to put my sheets outside. I like to put my towels outside. All of that kind of stuff I like to put outside because I love the smell when you bring it back in and you make your bed and you lay down in your bed and those sheets just kind of smell. Well, I'm trying not to think of the aluminum, barium, and strontium that has gotten stuck to them in the meantime, but yeah.
If tap water was worth a fuck, they wouldn't let you have it.
Yeah, whenever shit becomes of value, poor people be born without assholes.
Yeah. I remember when they come through this area and they were really pushing the idea of city water and city sewage, and it's like, well, what the fuck, man? We got a well, we got a septic tank. Why the fuck we want some city water? Why we want some city sewage? And you're gonna make us pay for this shit? Nah.
Hey, there you go, Sam. Just dropped you a link in chat.
I'm scared to click on it. Might get my other bells. Somebody might unclick my other fucking bells.
Pull them big girl panties up. Come on, you can do it. You know you want to do it.
No, I gotta back out of it before I even read it. For that reason and that reason alone. Sounds, do you know why I don't like that link automatically? What symbolism did you throw in my face right then and there? What's the first thing you see when you click on that link? Matter of fact, fuck clicking on the link. What do you see? Where does the web point me to click on that link? What's the first word in that link? You think that's by accident? You think that's a mystical fucking coincidence? There used to be a thing back in the day called My Little Pony.
They still have that.
Well, have you seen the influx of all the unicorn this, unicorn that, unicorn this in the last 2.5 years?
Yeah.
That's not by accident.
No, it's not by accident.
Unicorns ain't all of a sudden making a comeback, and unicorn this and unicorn that's fucking cool. No, the world don't work that way.
I was engaged to a woman here about 2 years ago or so, about 2.5 years ago, and she had a little, unicorn picture for her icon on her channel.
Yeah.
She created a YouTube channel so she could join in with me.
Yeah.
Well, everybody said, well, man, looks like you got a real unicorn. And then that term started getting slung around everywhere in regards to that rare woman that you find. And then I found out she was just a damn mule with a branch tied to her head. Fake unicorn. Yeah. True colors, they always show sooner or later.
Yeah.
The facade fell.
What's the 3 basic symbols that are associated with the unicorn? The color white, the horse, and the horn. And
I'm going to leave you guys 1 second, Heath. I'm going to make a quick coffee.
The horse is the symbol of travel and movement. White is the color of perceived innocence, purity, and perfection. The last one, the most important probably to me, would be the horn. The horn, that symbolizes the sword. Which sword does it symbolize? Sometimes it can refer to the crown chakra, the border between realms. It can also refer to divine consciousness. Who is it that's using the unicorn in the year 2019, and what are they using the unicorn for? When shit's posted all over your TV, all over your radio, all over your kid's lunchbox, and it hasn't been for 30, 40, 50 fucking years, something brings it out. Things are never a coincidence. A coincidence does not actually exist. Things are done for reasons. See, when people talk, it's bullshit. Because depending on the word, depending on where the person's at, depending on the color of the person, depending on the sexual preference of the person, depending on the political affiliation of the person, depending on the person's demeanor, depending on the person's title, depending on the person's rank, the word can mean something completely different. For those reasons, words aren't worth a fuck. It's babble. That's the only thing that's coming out of my mouth. It's the only thing that comes out of y'all's mouth. That's the only thing that's going to be in the spoken form. In a world where everybody speaks babble and none of them know their fucking ass from a hole in the ground, what has value and has meaning? Well, there's a reason.
When I get on a tear.
There's a good reason why all them fat women line up with them food stamp cards in the fucking Walmart shopping line and the checkout line at the Walmart every month. There's a good reason why a man who's needing to buy a tool and he don't even know what kind of tool he needs, he'll go to the Home Depot and talk to an 80-year-old woman in the tools section. It ain't by fucking accidents, because the symbols have meaning. Just because you don't know that language or don't speak that language don't mean that that language is any less value. That's the language that has actual value. That's why I can hold up a stop sign anywhere in the world today, and you know exactly what I mean. But if I say fuck, if I say fuck at the top of my lungs, it depends. It always depends. Depends on what I'm talking about. Depends on who I'm talking to. Depends on why I'm even talking.
Damn food stamps. Hell, I was drawing something like 98, then they knocked it down to 15.
That's what I get.
How do you buy a month's worth of groceries with $15?
Well, you're expected to buy some Doritos.
Doritos. No, I'm not a big fan of chips. Those bagged up chips and stuff. I like to buy things like raw chicken, raw vegetables, put them in a kettle, cook it, and eat it. I gotta do my own cooking. Thank God for Mom teaching me how to cook. Kept me out of a lot of bad relationships. No, wait a minute. I already got into 2 fucked up marriages. What am I talking about? But they chose me. I didn't choose them. I don't hit on women. Don't ask them out on dates anymore.
Yes, sound minds. Most of us, well, some of us know that we're in a military state. And some of us took an oath of office. And when we realized that we had been conned, that we had been lied to, that we had been tricked, we still maintained our oath in a sense. We still had made a vow to protect the ideologies that had once meant something to us. We vowed to protect the people of our homeland against enemies both foreign and domestic. And the only thing that changed was a lot of us learned that our enemy wasn't the Viet Cong. It wasn't the Iraqi people. Our enemy was the United States federal government and the foreign interest that the United States federal government served. And it's at that time that we decided to take the fight to them. There's a whole big world out there. There's some of it you see and some of it you don't see. And some of it you see is used to navigate and manipulate that which you don't see. I'm just a pawn like everybody else.
Heath, did you forget about your chat, mate?
I had to fart. I was taking a breather. Oh, never mind. That's probably rude. Did I say that out loud? Is that on, was that live?
Yeah.
I got Mario. I got Super Mario. Oh, hell yeah. Super Mario was in my chat earlier. Cheers. Me Mario. Always gotta love a Super Mario. Them are the coolest.
I remember my daughter playing that game. It was so much fun sitting there watching her.
Let me go check on Super Mario right quick. Woohoo! Super Mario's got 13 subscribers, and one of them is Hermod. Look at the guy of prominence. That's one of his 13. Now, let me guess. One of the 13's probably PewDiePie, too. I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid. No, I mean no offense. Oh my God, what do you know? I was correct. You all heard that. I called that out as illustrated by the fact that I am simultaneously videoing this live stream on, and it's being broadcast on her channel as well as my channel. For the record, I did call that out, and you all can see what I'm highlighting right there. It's not what you see, it's what you don't see. It's a whole big old world. I say the shit that most of you know is true, but ain't got the balls to say it to yourselves.
I mumble about that shit all the time. Everything.
Skunkworks, hello. Mountain Man, that's for you.
What's that?
Skunkworks in the chat.
Skunkworks.
Yeah.
So, hope like hell Skunk Works is a female.
I have no idea, mate.
I got to do something off camera right quick. Intentionally, I got to kill my screen share just for a moment, folks.
Oh, I got some new subscribers. Canadian Boreal Bushcraft.
Did you get
Heaven
Luigi?
help us. Huh?
Who'd you get? Was it Luigi?
No, it's somebody called Canadian Boreal Bushcraft.
Hey, I got that there dude that wrote The Catcher in the Rye. He was one of my subscribers last week.
Hello, Veronica. Heath got has a question for you. Heath, did you see the full-length video where he shoots the lady laying in the gutter, then runs over her as he leaves for the next mosh? Are you saying it is fake?
Let me see. I got to read this comment.
Skunkworks, yeah, no, that's Mountain Man, is not Beaver.
I'm saying it was fake until you prove something other than a video that they gave you. And if that's your only proof that it's real, then I feel sorry for you. If the only proof you have is a video they gave you, there's something wrong with that fucking picture. Because right now, if I pulled out, let's say I pulled out a fucking machine gun out from under this couch right now, and I went to blow my fucking neighbor off as he stands there on the porch videoing this shit, do you really think they would allow that to happen? And do you think the raw, unedited video of that would go live on YouTube? And it wouldn't. And I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying, look into do the research that you need to do to figure out what I'm telling you. It wouldn't happen.
For those that are
There's
sitting
a lag. There is
looking,
a lag, and there is a lag per international law. There is a lag. It doesn't matter if you're using Open Broadcast Studios software. It doesn't matter if you're using Caster to stream the event over multiple social media platforms. It is a law that there is a segment of lag. Depending on which country you're dealing with, that lag increases. And that lag is there intentionally. That lag is not there for the hands-on approach. That lag is there to give the AI time to give them time. How do you think you start streaming something? Have any of you been in a situation where you started streaming something and the stream was killed almost instantly? Any of you? Have you ever been in that situation?
I've
have.
seen it happen.
I have been streaming and within seconds. And I'm not talking 30, 40, 50. I'm talking 6 or 7. The stream was cut. You think that's by accident?
they always allow those few seconds ahead of time because that gives them time to stop it, edit it, whatever they want to do.
Yes, and that is exactly what they do. You do not display nothing on the television that they do not allow. So when someone pops up to me and talks about this video of blah, fucking blah, fucking blah, I also remember watching a fake video where they allegedly threw Tim Osmond into the ocean. Where's the body? Can we do an autopsy? Oh no, you can't. It's at the bottom of the ocean. Well, how do we know? Oh, I got this here video. The United States Navy gave me a copy so I could show you so you would believe I was telling you the truth. If that's what you perceive to be true, and that is all you're basing that perception on, woe is you. Because if that were in fact the case, they would not terminate anybody's attempts at asking the serious questions. And until such time as someone speaks to a medical examiner, matter of fact, 50 people, the average American family The average American family consists of what? Let's just say a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister. That would be 5. 5 times 5 is what? 25? So what's 50 times 5? 250 people. So 250 people conservatively have lost someone with regards to that shooting. Give me the name and phone number. Fuck the name. I don't even want their goddamn name because it's probably a lie fucking anyway. Give me the phone number. Let me talk to one. One. Just like Sandy Hook. Let me talk to one. Let me talk to one. Why can't I talk to one? Why can't I talk to one? One person. It's the same thing I said with that motherfucking crackhead faggot fucking Obama. Let me see that birth certificate. Let me look at it. Let me hold on to a piece of it, man. Let me look at it. Oh no, you gotta take my word for it. This here copy that CNN trusted to MSNBC, that trusted to the Department of Defense, that trusted to Wikipedia, that trusted to Facebook, is a copy of a copy of a copy of a guy that really took a copy of a real one. And you gotta take his word for it. That's all you got. I don't see dead bodies because I have shot and killed people at point blank range, and I know the type of blood splatter that was involved. I had a very close friend of mine got shot with a 25 from approximately 7 foot away, and I picked his fucking brain off of my left shoulder, and that was 7 foot away with a 25 caliber pistol. Which
That's not a real big pistol.
Which went through skull first.
Yeah, and from 7 feet away, it is conceivable you could hit somebody in the head with a 25. If it's a good brain.
It fucking fucked it all up. It fucked the whole left, like up above his eyebrow. It just basically took the eyebrow and all that whole fucking left corner.
Damn, that must have been one powerful plus P round fired out of a Smith & Wesson 25.
They leave a blood. There's a splatter. There's a little bit, regardless. So when you see a pile of 50 fucking bodies and there's only a little bit of blood on one, and there's hundreds of rounds have been fired, yeah, that is. So then we get back to the serious questions. Can we talk to a medical examiner? Can we talk to an actual family member? Let's get them on a live stream. Can I talk to even one? I'll be respectful. I won't cuss. I'll even put on a clean fucking shirt. I'll comb my hair and everything. Can we talk to somebody with some motherfucking integrity? No. So at the end of the day, you're telling me you got a fucking story, just like everybody else. You got a story. Well, hell, we all got stories. Lots of fucking stories going around. There's a difference between a truth and a story. That's why it's called knowledge. Because it's a thin line which segregates what is known from what is known not. I watched, what did I watch? 9 videos last night, Gut Viol. Which one specifically? Which segment? Because there isn't multiple videos. There's only one video. Which lasts...
Who's dinging like that? That's a lot of ding, ding, ding.
That's them terminating and reconnecting my OBS.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Cool, any of that shit. The truth don't give a fuck about none of that. Well, then why has it got to be hid? If it's truthful, why are you and these videos, YouTube, and everybody else in the world dancing around? Were my questions not concise enough? Were they not direct and to the point? Name a family member. Give me their phone number. Okay. Oh, they're all so hideously grief-stricken. Yeah, okay, fine, I get that. Let's talk to the medical examiner's assistant. Let's talk to someone in the medical examiner's office. No, I'm not saying show me some fucking Jew-stream media lies. Let's actually talk to someone in the medical examiner's office. Because see, a death, when the person is of legal age, paying attention to my words, of legal age, it's public record. It doesn't matter what the fuck country they're from. And so far, I've heard nothing but bullshit. Bullshit. And there's a difference. I've got bullshit, y'all got bullshit. The truth is its own entity. It stands on its own merit. And none of us have been presented with any truth. Bullshit and illusion. Sleight of hand, parlor tricks. That's all it is. Just like 9/11 was. When the Mossad carried out that fucking Torah-based fucking ritual. Oh no, them airplanes took them buildings down. They really did. Now, yeah, them Jewish rabbis might suck on little baby Peters when they circumcise them, but that don't mean that they're evil. They didn't have nothing to do with that shit. Yeah, all right. Tell yourself that if you want to. Radio? You think the radio in New Zealand is somehow magically owned by some company that none of us have ever heard of? They're owned by the same fucking radio company, the same telecommunications corporations that own the radio stations in America are the same ones that own the ones in Germany. I went through this shit last night. We're rehashing the same conversation from last night's live stream. We're not talking about any new corporations. We're talking about the same corporations.
Oh, boy.
And a couple more days, when you've got your next fucking fake fucking event to put all your fucking eggs into, put the eggs into that basket, and you done forgot all about this one. Remember I said the very shit that I'm saying right now. It was bullshit. It was a lie. It never happened. Yeah, they come on our news 2 nights ago. We've had 70% more earthquakes than we've had in 20 years. It's all a distraction. It's all a fucking... It's a game. It's a game. I could pay 20 people to come over here right now and lay in my fucking yard. And I can make a live stream YouTube video and convince you motherfuckers that I tortured them, I raped them to death, then I killed them. And y'all believe it. You believe it because that's all you know how to believe, because you don't know how to diligently seek out truth and knowledge. You believe what you're fed rather than what you know. Well, there's a difference between believing something and knowing something. And no matter how much belief you've got in something, it doesn't make it become something you know, because it's something you perceive, something you believe. Knowing comes from having actual knowledge, and they're not going to give you that. They've already told you they're not going to give you that. That's what the symbols mean. That's what all the fucking Masonic fucking bullshit associated with all these events means. It means you're the uninitiated. You're not gonna know. They're never gonna tell you. You ain't never gonna get the truth about 9/11 because you're worse than nothing. You're lower than nothing. If you're not one of us, you're nothing. That is a real saying. And they believe that full-heartedly with all of their being. They will never give you the truth, ever. And the best guesses are lies, you can be sure of it. They deal in illusions. Because you people are predictable. And because you're predictable, you're programmable. And because you're programmable, they don't need to tell you the truth because you're going to do what the fuck they tell you to do anyway. I heard she had a guy on her live stream last night that was sitting there talking about needing more gun control and if the government said, and this was a military person, and it said that if the state thought that a person had mental problems, that the state should be allowed to just take their guns. And that's what they're doing. They're weakening you all. Because you're refusing to fucking be strong. You're refusing to pull your fucking head out of the ass and see the writing on the wall. I will never let some government official authority tell me what the fuck kind of guns I have or don't have. Well, you can't have fully automatic weapons that fire tungsten ammo. There's laws against that. That's illegal. And you can't do that. Yeah, y'all keep living that life if you want to, where you think somebody's going to come save you and it's going to be okay when you wake up. And just stay around positive people and do positive things, and there's going to be some silver lining around your fucking cloud. That there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And as long as you keep your head up, everything's going to be A-okay, you know, and hunky-dory and A-okay. Huh, there's your, like Donna showed that little symbol earlier. Man, that's your, yeah, that's what somebody told me the other day. It was, Trump, when Trump flashes that symbol, that just means A-okay. Do you really not know that? Do you not know what that symbol means? Yeah, you keep telling yourselves that. A-okay. It means A-okay as long as you're a fucking moron. and people that put faith in this shit, I've still got people that argue about Sandy Hook. You know how many people still think they're living on a fucking ball? Even though they've told you their whole goddamn life, the sky's the limit. Do you even know what that fucking even means? If someone says to you, the sky is the limit, what part of limit are you failing to fucking comprehend? Meaning you can't go past it. No, you can't go to space. You ain't going, you ain't never been, and neither has anybody else. You're not going to pass through one of their stargates. So the only method you've got of leaving this motherfucker is to get some fucking knowledge and transcend your little happy ass out of it. But you can't do that as long as you're focusing on three-ring circuses, Olympics. Really? Olympics? You know what them 5 fucking golden rings? 5 golden rings. They tell you that shit on purpose. They tell you all of it. All the truth is right in front of you. And you would rather bicker and argue and gripe and nitpick and, well, okay, the shooting might have been fake, but there really are mean people that really do shoot people. That's all they want us to do is bicker and argue. Get at each other's throats. Because it stops us. It prevents us from knowing the true wisdom of everything.
It also distracts us from what is really going on.
Yeah. Ain't no fucking shooting. The only shooting is us shooting ourselves in the head. That's what we're doing when we buy this shit. We eat it up. We buy into it. Hook, line, and sinker. We don't even need proof anymore. All they got to do is show us a doctored video. CGI. Do you really want me to go out into the barn and put the fucking green screen up and show you what the fuck a person can do with the use of a computer? And I'm a dumb, white, long-haired, freaking hippie white dude in the middle of the sticks. And I know how to use a green screen. Imagine with no budget, me using a green screen. Now what happens if I got a blank check? What can I do then? real. The only thing real is this fucking idea that something is real. There's an idea, that's real. I've not seen anything but ideas, and we've all got that. I do know every time I've tried to ask a question, my video's been pulled down. I do know that every time I've spoke out publicly, efforts have been made to shut me the fuck up. So if it really happened, and it's really truthful, then why do I gotta shut the fuck up for?
Damn it, Heath, you stopped. I was just getting into that.
Yeah.
This bear got here. I get to get drunk and laugh at fucking the people that believe in this bullshit. Because some people, the average useless eater has a TV. You know what my TV is? The average useless eater. That's my TV.
The average computer? Same here. Well, I don't know. Mine's a, HP ProBook 450. I couldn't even afford this damn thing. Some generous soul out there in the world had it drop shipped to my house. I said, awesome. What? Really? So who in the hell? It was just wild. It's one of my Fire Steel customers, a very generous individual. I just refer to him as Mr. Bruce. But he likes what I do on YouTube so much that he bought me a camera and a laptop. And I thought, what in the world? It's about restored my faith in humanity. In a way.
Share your TV.
Out of trouble. Because you
I just couldn't get it through my head whenever I seen that laptop for the first time.
Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is a whole, an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube is the gospel, the ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls into the hands of the wrong people. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network. So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble
the people that are still here, thank you kindly for still hanging around.
Going to win. We'll tell you any shit.
I don't know how many there is. Just let me check.
Yeah.
What am I looking at? I don't even know who's I'm looking at. Oh, okay, we've got 8 people.
8 people?
Well, whoever you 8 are, thank you kindly for being here. Jump in, say hi, make yourself known if you want. If not, just hang about.
should be able to look at everything that occurs in our world objectionally. I'm not saying that we have a right to discredit anything truthful, but we do have a right to look at things from all sides, from all angles, with both an open as well as an objectional mind. And anytime something happens and you're told that you are only allowed to listen to half of the story, you damn certain cannot believe that any truth will ever come out of the half that you're allowed to listen to. You know, how much of the research from 9/11, how much of it has come out? How much of it has come out? We still haven't seen it all. We never will.
Absolutely not. Exactly, and we will never.
So when somebody pops up and says, well, I got this video from this guy, that got this video from this guy, that got this from the news, that got this from the radio, that got this from this other video, but you're not allowed to watch it, and if I do let you see it, I can only let you see the first minute and the last minute, but the middle of it, I can't let you see that. And I can't let you talk to nobody. And I can't give you no names. And I can't give you no addresses. And I can't give you no phone numbers. The logical, analytical portions of my brain smell bullshit. Just like allegedly, we had a kid. This is a true story, folks. It's a true story, I'm going to tell you. About a month ago, me and my buddy were out in the yard getting high. We needed to borrow a half-inch drive impact wrench. We were fixing my little piece of shit Toyota car. Had to change the timing belt. We were trying to get that bottom pulley off. My buddy, he went ahead and he packed a little bit of pot into a bowl, and then we left to go borrow the tool, and we left everything else at the house, but we were drunk. We weren't riding, but like 3 miles up the road. And on the way to get back, we see like 30 sheriff's department cruisers. 30 of them. Meanwhile, they flag us on, and I'm looking up the hill, and I see one ambulance and one EMT person, and I see the driver of the EMT. We get back to my house, and we're like, man, what the fuck is going on? About 10 minutes after we got back to the house, we see a life flight helicopter. Life Star, they call it here. It's the fucking save your life, get you to a hospital, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, life flight.
The story, nobody would tell us what happened. There were that many cruisers that, I mean, that's public, those are public servants, okay? We're talking like major tax dollars. I mean, they were all the way down the entire road. We allegedly hear a story 3 days later that a guy's 13-year-old, 12-year-old daughter committed suicide by hanging. This guy is a 32nd degree Freemason. Within 5 days, almost $1 million goes into an account for this guy. You had 30 cop cars and one ambulance? Really? You can't even, and then you go to looking into it, and I'm asking serious questions. I'm like, well, why has there been nothing in the newspaper? Why has there been nothing in the radio? Why was there nothing on dispatch? Because I've got 6 different fucking police scanners that I listen to. Why all the secrecy? If it was legitimately a child committing suicide, why all this cryptic shit? And when I posed those questions, nobody was willing to look into them. The only thing anybody said was, oh, you arrogant fuckwad. Somebody said that a kid died and you had the nerve to question all that shit tons of money being poured into that guy's bank account? Why can't, and the questions have still not been answered. And now we've jumped forward and everybody's forgotten about it. Because now we got new shit to focus on. We got the 20-something earthquakes we've had this month. Oh yeah, that's the important thing. Yeah. And then we got this New Zealand shooting bullshit. Oh, we got that. Yeah, we can focus on that. We got that Trump guy. He's still trying to get a wall. Meanwhile, we picked up like 200 illegal aliens last month. You know what we did with them? We let them go. Yeah, we picked them up and we bought them dinner and then we let them go. But it's okay though, because to Trump, he's going to get money and he's going to build a wall and we're not going to do that to him no more. Yeah, I know, because like the sheriff's department told me so. Yeah, and they put a thing in the paper. Yeah, so we might cater to them today and tomorrow, but we're getting ready to get to an era when we don't cater to illegals no more. It's bullshit. It's nothing but a con game. It's a snow job. It's sleight of hand. They're directing you from what is important away from what is important by giving you what isn't important. And we're falling into it. We're believing it. Not because we have to, but because we're fucking lazy. Don't even want to do your own fucking research. You want to watch your fucking local news like you fucking know something, like you're learning something, and you're not learning a goddamn thing. That's why they're letting you watch your local news. If there was anything new about it, they wouldn't let your retarded fucking asses view it. That's why they let you watch it. It's smoke and mirrors. It's fluff. It's a parlor trick.
Heath, can we talk about Sky's the Limit? I want to hear your thoughts on NASA and Sky's the Limit.
You're in a closed system. You've always been in a closed system. You were not created in a closed system. You were put in a closed system. And you were given every tool you needed to get out of it. It's a prison. Even in the Matrix movies, they told you it was a prison for your mind. You were given the tools to free yourself from your closed system. But you can't get out of it by going up or down. As above, so below. There's an ocean above you.
That's what I think.
You are a new Naki.
When we look up, we see it. None of it makes sense.
Water spirit for Naki. And that's your trap. You weren't meant to be that way. It's a trap. You've got to transcend out of it.
I mean, shit, they even put that out. Did anybody ever watch that that TV series, Under the Dome? Did anybody ever watch that?
No.
Yeah, there was a TV series that came out. It was called Under the Dome. I actually watched it because I believe that we are under a dome.
You are. You are. That's why they had Operation Fishbowl. That's why I said what I said last night about the nuclear weapons, because the largest weapon in the entire world is a Russian piece of artillery that they call the father of all bombs. Coincidentally, 4 years after they unveiled the father of all bombs, the pathetic, lazy, ignorant, dumb fucking Americans released what they call the mother of all bombs, which is 37% smaller in explosive yield than the Russian equivalent. We stole their design and couldn't get it right, so we ended up with the mother of all bombs. And the reason we made all of those initially wasn't to bomb countries. We tried to blow ourselves out of this fucking prison. We've been trying it. For thousands and thousands of years, it don't work. The space program is the largest the largest scam on the fucking face of this place. That was so that they could hide trillions and trillions and trillions of your fucking resources and you would never question it. Because why? Look at it this way. It disappeared into thin air. It literally disappeared into thin air. And that's why you can't question it. Oh, we spent that in space. Yeah, that's exactly what you did. It went up into thin air. Your dollars, your minds, your physical and emotional resource, your electric, went into thin air. Gone. And you don't question it because you just they give you a big number. Oh yeah, you're on a planet. Here's how big it is. It's 167,000,000.3579 miles, and it's spinning 23,219,000,065 kilometers per hour. And if you were good at math, you would know all of this shit too. And you just throw your hands up and say, "Well, I better stick to fucking working my factory job, punching that time clock, because I don't know. I'm not real good with them big numbers. I leave that to them science folk." And they knew that. That's why they designed it that way. Because you couldn't do a fucking thing about it.
Exactly. That's why I say to people, it doesn't matter if you want to hug the ball. It doesn't matter if I want to say I'm on a flat pizza, because neither one of our asses is ever going to be able to get off the chunk of dirt we stand on to go up and have a fucking look.
Yeah. Transistor radio. Where do you get a transistor at? You don't even have the materials on this planet to produce one. But you did. Where'd you get the technology? Who gave you the design for it?
Me.
Most of you are too fucking stupid. I can tell you the truth, but you're not smart enough to even understand or comprehend half of what the fuck I tell you anyway. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm saying that because it's the truthful. And I'm not going to lie to you. Deal with it all the time. You try to tell people the truth, they can't handle it. Jack Nicholson even said that. Tom Cruise looks at him, he said, and he says, answer me. And he says, what, you want an answer? He says, no, I don't want answers. We want the truth. And he looks at him, and what does he say? You can't handle the truth. He said that because that's literally true. You can't. If you could have handled the truth, you already would have. The fact
that's why the military
proves you can't handle
that's why the Heath, that's why the military, a lot of the military guys turn around and say, oh, if you knew what I knew, or if you saw what I've seen, there'd be chaos. Or if I told you what I've seen or what I know, that, you know, there'd be chaos amongst the people. I actually heard a guy fucking saying this, literally live saying this. He's in the military. You know, so, I mean, how much do we not know?
You don't know nothing. You read a Bible and you think about a cross and you think it's talking about a physical fucking device sitting out in the yard with a dude hanging on it. I could tell you it's about astrotheology, then you get all confused. I could tell you about the church, and I could tell you that think of the cross as the indicator of cardinal direction. And it's also the reason why a church has a position called a cardinal. I'm not talking about a fucking bird. I'm not talking about a pedophile, crazed Catholic man. I'm talking about an actual position. But and that's, most people are not intelligent. They know just what bullshit their dumbass fucking mommy and daddy told them. And the books that they could have read that would have gave them actual knowledge are so hidden from them, so archaic and hard to find.
Hey, the thing is, though, is you can't even go by saying that, you know, the parents bullshitted, because they were lied to, just like we were lied to. And that's part of what made me fucking angry when I became aware, and I kind of sat there and I thought, hang on a minute, they would have used my parents to pretty much help them indoctrinate me, and then reality set in, because I realised that I passed off the same shit to my kids.
And Gut Viol is in chat saying that he's, hence the world is spherical, almost, blah, fucking blah. Well, let's have a conversation about spherical trigonometry. You know, let's do it. You think this place is spherical? Use the numbers and prove it to me. I'm not calling you stupid. I'll retract that. I'll retract that. Prove me wrong. Use the numbers and use your knowledge on spherical trigonometry and prove the shape of what the fuck you think you're standing on right now. Prove it. Because numbers 1 plus 1 always equals 2. And if it is truthfully either spherical as you claim or near spherical as you denote when you use the word almost, then you should be able to use spherical trigonometry and come up with a fucking a method to prove your words. And I'll just shut up and I'll wait on you to prove me wrong, because you know everybody wants to say that. Oh, you said a mean word, I'm gonna run. That's the problem. Don't fucking run. Have a legitimate, honest, heartfelt. Let's figure it the fuck out. Prove me fucking wrong. Let's have a meeting of the minds. There's a better term for you. A meeting of the minds. Do you know what that is? Because right now we don't have that. Right now you're believing some NASA fucking bullshit. And I've said this before. The only good Mason is a dead one. Period. Point blank. I know a lot of you wish you could have it another way. In your make-believe, unicorn-filled, fairy tale fucking God's gonna come save me world, you think it should be nice and easy. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Rounding the square.
Damn.
That's what shape this place is. Rounding the square. It's neither flat nor fucking round. It's a fucking projection. That's why worlds are so easy to build. Because they don't actually literally exist. They're projected.
Damn.
It's a projection.
What are you doing?
It's more holographic in nature than it is anything.
Can I just interrupt you there for a minute? Yeah. Absolutely. Just like when I talk, when I come in and I say, hey, my useless eaters or whatever, I'm not referring to just the people that come to my chat that whatever, and they're saying that you're all useless eaters and I'm above you or I'm something different. No, it's just the way that I speak. Am I in the same shit pool? Yes, I am. Is Heath in the same shit pool? Yes, he is. We're all in the same fucking mess. Nobody's putting anybody down. You know, like, do I need to, I mean, I don't think that I should have to come in for people that follow me on a regular basis and go, well, okay, before I start this, I should make a point of saying, and I have on more than 2-3 occasions, I've come out and I've said the word useless eaters is not something that I came up with overnight. The word useless eaters, like the word parasite, like the word terrorist, like the word useful idiots, and I'm sure there's many other words. These are words that I've come across being used to pretty much refer to us, all of us, all of us. These are not words that I invented. They're not words that I invented. And like I said, I mean, hey, I went into a chat last night and I went, hey, my useless eaters. I mean, I go to the friggin' cop auditors channels and whatever and go, hey, my useless eaters. I didn't invent the word. This is what we are being referred to as. But just because I say my useless eaters, it does not make me any different. I'm in the same shit pool with everybody. You know, same shit pool. We all are. We all are. And I think the only thing that anybody ever wants to do is to pretty much try and friggin' make each other aware, or at least give people something to think about. You know what I mean? We don't have to agree on everything, but the fact is, at least start thinking for oneself and whatever. And that goes to everybody. I'm forever encouraging people. Start your own friggin' live chat, whatever. Share your experiences. Not everything will resonate to somebody, but what does, they'll go away with it. It's no different to me like watching somebody's video. I'm not going to sit there and take it as gospel. I'm going to take what resonates to me, what makes sense to me. And that's what, you know, I encourage the rest of you guys to do. Don't go anywhere and believe everything. Look at it and say, well, okay, that makes sense. Well, okay, that just sounds a bit off. Well, the shit that sounds off, don't look at that. Just take what resonates to you. I mean, just because somebody's got a shitload of followers, it doesn't mean that everything that they come out with is fact.
Well, how do you determine fact?
Research, but
how many of you got out there and did the Bedford level experiment? You know, I've been there, done that. I've done the experiments. I'm not sitting here talking about something I read in a fucking book. I've went out and done experiments. I've tied the GoPro onto a fucking string and tow a balloon and let the motherfucker go up in the air. Most of you, most people, have beliefs. Knowledge comes from when you get out there and you learn something. And you ain't gonna learn a fucking thing by reading that shit in a book. You gotta get out in the world and do stuff.
I mean, the things that I find sad is over the years I've gone to a lot of different websites and I've gone to chats and whatever that are off YouTube. And I don't mean Discord either, but people have chats in their websites, yada, yada. I've gone to a lot of those, okay? And I find that, you know, you come across people that supposedly write books. Now, to me, I look at it like this. If you're wanting to get the truth out to people, why would you want somebody to pay for that? Why would you want somebody to have to cough up 30, 40 bucks a book? Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. If somebody knows the absolute truth, then why would you not put it out there and fucking sell it for 50 cents? Give it away. But if you need to make money to actually make the book, sell it for 50 cents. Sell it for $1. You know what I mean? I just find that when we do research, I find that we are literally looking at stuff that another indoctrinated human being wrote, which he thought at the time was true. So are we really getting down to the nitty-gritty, the truth, like the real facts or whatever? I don't think so. The only way that we're ever going to get to that is if we find documents, well, not even documents, but any kind of written shit that is so old. I would tend to want to believe a little bit more than the research that we do nowadays, because it doesn't matter where you go, it's just another man's opinion, and every man that we know, every useless eater, has been indoctrinated in one way or another, and it's just another man's opinion. I mean, that's how I look at it, you know? So I always say to people, take what resonates, leave the rest.
How would a sonar work exactly on a ball or a spear? Explain that to me, too, scientifically, while we're on that subject. How you going to get a wave to curve? Waves don't act like that. They don't curve. They can be reflected. They can bend if they're reflected just right, like, say, through a prism or something, but they don't curve. And if sonar isn't possible, then how the fuck have the submarines used it for years?
I actually watched a video ages ago. This is ages ago when I was like looking at the flat earth thing. And there was a guy that actually was in a submarine or whatever, and he was one of the guys that shoots the missiles and shit. And they were asking him, like, about the curve and whatever. He was saying that they do not have to adjust Jack shit for the curvature. The missile, as far as I know, goes shoot straight like a bullet.
Unless it's laser guided.
I mean, for him to come out and say that, I'm sure if there was a laser thingy, whatever. I don't put it this way. Like I said, at the end of the day, people, it doesn't matter.
No.
Because none of us are going to find out ever the truth.
No, and as long as we're not allowed to ask questions.
I think anything that's of any kind of truth is hidden under the Vatican.
Yep.
That's the only place you're going to find the truth, is whatever is under the Vatican. Everything else that we read.
He's got that staff at that pine cone that tells you what he has that you will never have. That's what that staff means. He has wisdom. You don't have wisdom. And as long as he has wisdom, you won't have wisdom. And that's why they flaunt it in your face. Because they know there ain't a fucking thing any one of us can do about it except get out of it. You're not going to change the system. You can get out of it. That's all you can do. This was fucked up before you got here. If you're fortunate enough to leave here, it will still be fucked up. The only option you have is to get out of here. There's nobody coming to save you. You've got to save yourself. You've got to use what was given to you and get the fuck out of here.
Work from within the belly of the beast to escape. Cut your way out. Run, swim, fly. Yeah, I'm going to Australia. I'm going to go live with the Aborigines.
Well, unfortunately, mate, they've chased them out of the central Oz. Majority used to live in central Oz. Oh, yeah, they didn't want them anywhere near Pine Gap.
Why not?
Nowhere near
Pine Gap. Near Pine Gap because they didn't want anybody seeing what goes on at Pine Gap. Not only that, Aborigines are hated because they can survive without the saviour. God forbid anybody be able to survive or depend on or be dependent on the saviour.
So I call an original Australian, I say an original Australian, I call them a not original Australian. That's how I refer to an original Australian. Huh. Ain't that some shit?
But yeah, they pretty much forced him in every which way. They forced him in every which way to supposedly accept housing from the government, and yet the government does not take care of that housing. They do not remove the rubbish from these so-called new little towns or whatever that they create. None of that. None of that. But what they don't get is that the Aboriginal people are not stupid, okay? They don't talk to the government. They will only talk through one of their own, and that one of their own only releases as much information as what they seem fit that the government should know, because they're not stupid. They can see what's being done to their people. They can see what's going on.
Land being
destroyed. They're hated. They're hated because they are not under the control of the saviour when it comes to survival. They're not.
The Indians the same way.
That's right. Exactly right. And it's not just them.
We shit all over the land.
It's not just them. It's every indigenous group of people, doesn't matter what country, whatever, if they've got the original people, you will find that they are being used, abused, and friggin' Lord knows what in every way.
Donna, do you know why? When we came to America, there were roughly 7 million people when the white man got here. And within the first year, that number went down to almost 80,000. We came here to intentionally slaughter the natives. The people that went to Australia, they did the same thing. Why was it important that we destroy all of the indigenous peoples? They're the ones that held history. They're the ones that held the only true knowledge and wisdom that you could use to free yourself.
Yeah, but they're not too liked here. They're not liked at all. Everything that ever happened, and I've spoken about this before, everything that ever happened to the Aboriginal people here, and they don't call themselves Indigenous. They said they are not Indigenous. They are Aboriginal. They have a name, and they refuse to be made the same as everybody else that comes under that so-called white name of Indigenous. But the stories that they tell me, oh my God, people, like I've never fucking seen that on TV. I've never seen it in a newspaper. I've never heard people talk about it. None of it. It was all hidden. Hidden when the child services would, or the government basically would go into their little, these places, these little camps that they allowed them to make out of fucking sheets of tin and whatever. They would go in at night time. They would take their fucking kids. They're still doing it. And yet they have a sorry day here in Australia. They're sorry for what used to happen to the Aboriginal. Unbeknownst to people, it's still going on. It's still going on. There was a video that I did on a grandma. She admitted that her daughter and the daughter's boyfriend were obviously into alcohol and what have you. They were trying to clean themselves up, but they were still into it. And that couple had 2 kids or 3 kids, I'm not sure. She took, the grandma takes the kids. The grandma doesn't drink, doesn't fucking do drugs, doesn't whatever, clean, keeps the kids clean, makes sure that the kids eat, the whole bit, right? She's taking care of the kids. The government comes in, takes the children. She takes them to court. Grandma takes them to court and says, why can't I have the kids? I'm not a druggie, I'm not an alcoholic. Those kids are clean. I make sure that they're fed, all the rest of it. She never won her case. Aboriginal family.
Why did they
not give Nana the kids?
Kids removed from the home to begin with?
Do you know what I mean?
Why did they remove them?
Why? Oh, because they just wanted to. Just like the stories that I was told. They would come at night time. They would take these kids at night time from these camps that were just outside of Perth here. Because I was saying to her, I've never heard of camps being outside of Perth. And she started telling me the story. She goes, oh, yeah. She goes, we used to walk to Perth. She goes, if we could find a lift with somebody to get into the city, if we had something to do, she goes, the camps were outside of Perth.
Yeah. And we've allowed this shit for how long? How many times?
Oh God!
Like,
since
how many times have I had to hear some fuckwad fucking idiot talk about fucking coming from a monkey? I can't tell you how many times in my lifetime I've had to sit and be subjected to some fucking moron talking about us coming from fucking monkeys. And they've come up with all kinds of reasons to justify how we potentially come from a monkey. And then some fuckwad like me pops up and said, you dumbass, did it ever occur to any of you that maybe the reason there is so much similarity is because the monkey, the primate species, was taken from you? And then, well, no, I never thought about that. Well, I bet you never heard much about Lemuria either, have you? I guess you've always thought that Australia was an island out in the middle of the water by itself, too, didn't you? You never thought of a day when Australia might have been connected by land to, say, I don't know, South America? You think it was always a big fucking island floating around out there doing nothing? No. This place has been destroyed how many fucking times? How many times? Hell, you know the story? Everybody's heard that Noah flood story, right? You know where that story was first talked about. The Sumerians. It's the same flood. And that's the mention of one of only a few times it's been flooded. That's not even to get us started on the times that it's been fucking burned out of existence. Or then let's get the most recent one. What was the most recent one, folks? A couple hundred years ago? No, it wasn't even that long ago. Well, actually, technically speaking, I guess it was about 200 years ago. That's the mud flood. And how many people were lost? Almost all the population. Who gets to decide what history is and what history remains? The motherfuckers left standing when the dust settles. That's why survival's so important. That's why learning something that is applicable, that will get you to something, is so crucial. That's why quit your fucking job. Quit letting your kids go to them crappy ass fucking indoctrination camps and teach them something worthwhile. But we don't do that. You would still rather do what you're taught. Do what you're trained to do. And the problem with that, the reason, like, see, you've got your own reason for calling people useless eaters. Here's why I call people useless eaters. Of the goods, products, and or services that I used this day, you know what percentage of them I fabricated from my own skill sets, my own materials? Roughly 80%. That means I worked with my plants. Where did I get soil? I made it. I didn't go to a store and buy it. I made it. I had to feed my chickens. What did I feed my chickens? I collected my eggs. What did I do with the eggshells? I used them for the calcium to feed next batches of soil, to feed other plants. If I need medicine, I'm going to create that too. If I need a weapon, I'm going to make my own weapons too. I'm not going to go to a store and buy something, because when I go to a store and buy something, that requires me to use a system which is entirely evil from beginning to end. And that is the monetary system. It's a trap. That's what Moloch's position on that dollar bill represents. It don't matter what you believe. The people that put them symbols on that dollar do believe in it. And as long as you're going to let them spellbound you to that system, you ain't going to get nowhere. So, I think you're useless as long as you're still buying into a system that you can't change, that you can't improve on. And you ain't going to fix it. You got to pull yourselves out of systems like that. They tell you. And this isn't even stuff that they hide from you. It's right there in black and white. That's why that capstone ain't come to rest on the top of that pyramid yet. That's why you got that Novus Ordo Seclorum at the bottom there. That stands for the New Order of the Ages. Or the New Worldly Order. Or your New World Order. Well, when do you need a New World Order? Here's a big hint for you. When do you need a New World Order? When you got a new world. Some people build cars. Some people are craftsmen. And they use the craft for their building. They're crafty. And those types of builders, they build worlds. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. That's what they will always do. And they built this motherfucker. You're not gonna fix it. You didn't build it. You didn't design it. It ain't your fucking design. It's theirs. You're not going to beat them. They've been doing this for millions of years. You got to get out of it. And you're not going to get out of it from playing a part in it. That's not how you get out of it. You don't get to play by their rules and get anywhere. Because playing by their rules means you just come back. And you got to keep coming back. And that capstone hasn't come to rest on that pyramid yet, because that represents the builder's great work. And the builder's great work, as was the last great work, is the next world that they build. It's being built now. This one will go away, and that one will be in its place. And there will need to be a new order for that age. That 13th sign of the zodiac, which signifies the reset, the rebirth, the revolution, or, as denoted by the snake eating its own tail, it's the point where the snake has eaten all of itself and it gets back to the beginning. And it goes back through it all over again. Back through the 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 disciples, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Most of it's allegorical. It wasn't meant to be taken literally. But you've got to know alchemy, you've got to know math, you've got to know geometry, you've got to know astrotheology, astrology, astronomy, theology. And you can't learn any of that when you're worrying about shit that didn't happen. Those that forget their history are doomed to repeat it. All roads lead to Rome. Where do you think that saying comes from? Because the Romans were the last victors. They were the ones that beat the fucking Tartarians. Where do you think you got tartar sauce from?
Tartar sauce, Tartarian? Yeah, it makes sense. I guess. I don't know. I get tartar sauce when I mix Miracle Whip and pickle relish.
This place is so much weirder than what we're ever told, and rather than look for the truth, it's easier to go along with the distractions that they intentionally put in front of you. You think it's easy to be a disabled American veteran and live on $11,715 a year? I know all of you out there probably have a rent payment, a mortgage, a car payment. Imagine paying it all and raising your kids with $614 a month. How hard would it be? What kind of changes would your life go through?
I can tell you exactly. You live in poverty.
Yeah. In my state, it's actually 127% below poverty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Family first.
What about
a family's first mother? A mother gets more for food from the food stamp office with kids than as a disabled American veteran I live on. And what add insult to injury, as an American taxpayer, we pay so that each Israeli family can be paid a $23,000 a year income. Every family that lives in every Israeli family living in Israel right now is paid $23,000 a year for living expenses. Figure that one out.
Dang.
$23,000 per year annually. And Donald Trump wants it to go up by 27%. But
jeez. Hell, Heath, you're real good at looking up facts and figures and things like that. I've tried to find the poverty level or line in Arkansas for this state. I've not been able to find anything. I just get confused. And I've been trying to figure out, how am I close to the poverty line, below the poverty line with my income, like $870 a month.
I'll tell you real quick. What county?
Sebastian.
Where's it at? Like if I'm looking at the state.
Oh, hell. Sebastian County borders Oklahoma. Sequoia County, Oklahoma, is directly across the Arkansas River.
It looks like $34,776. Anything beneath that's considered poverty, but that's probably...
Well,
no, excuse me. That's the median household income.
Wow, that's what, 800, did you say 800 a month?
Yeah, around 870. And then we have a 9.25 or 9.75% sales tax on just, items that like just household supplies, crap like that. But we only have a 4% food tax.
Okay, so for one person, the 14,000, the federal poverty line for one person household is $11,880
For a month.
No, that would be per year. So you'd take 11,880 divided by 12. I'll tell you what that is too, real quick, maybe. 1,880 by 12, which would be $990. If you were making $990 per month, you would be at federal poverty line for Arkansas.
So it'd have to be $990 instead of $870.
$870 would mean that you're like, I don't know, what's that's $130. 130, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that would be what I don't know the fucking percentage right off the top of my head. That would be what a little bit less than poverty. Beneath the poverty line.
I just multiplied 870 by 12 and got 10,440. So, damn.
Yeah, so you're beneath poverty. Poverty's 11,880. If you're making 10,000 something, you are in fact making less than poverty.
I exist below the poverty line as far as monetary shit goes.
Yeah. I got some Camille in my chat talking about 5G. Oh yeah, that's a bad one. Not a good stuff. That's another bad.
The sad thing is that like we kind of look, and yes, we get caught up in our own life and whatever, our own reality, what is happening to us. But just stop and think of those people that don't even get that. And you see people that are throwing so much food in the rubbish, that are buying shit in the millions of dollars just because they can, not because they need it, but because they can, or they're trying to avoid paying a tax of some sort.
Well, see,
those people do not help, especially the children.
That's why I try to tell people to quit using systems that rely on money. Because it's just like when we think in terms of the word election or electric, that L means the same thing. And those zaps, those charges, those debits, that is a transference of energy. Energy, by definition, is neither good nor bad. It just is. But they're using you to take something that has neither a good or a bad value, and they are using what you're creating, and they are affixing a value to it. They can't create this. You are the only ones that can create. And that's what they're doing. They've conned you into building their world for them. It's through those electric charges, those debits, that they're manipulating you into building their world. That's why you don't
No,
want
we
to,
didn't.
you know, you're still got to have commerce. You're still going to have commerce when you get away from the money system. But you do, the swapping a dollar for, you know, or working. Like if you were going to pay me, let's say you wanted to pay me to come over to your house and work for an hour. What are you going to give me?
Well,
if you... Because I know what the fuck I can do at my house in an hour. I can, in an hour's time, I can plant a total of 80 tomato plants. How much food do you think I will yield off of an 80 tomato plants? You can't pay me. Because for you to pay me in dollars, you're not going to give me nothing that's going to be valuable enough to replace what I could get for that time resource. See, they've devalued you to the point that you're measuring your life, which is almost fucking infinite in wealth, and they've cheapened you to the point where, well, hell, $20, $25 an hour, that's damn good money. I'll do that. They've cheapened you.
Oh,
They've made you perceive that somehow you're worth a lot less than you're truly worth. And they've done that to all of us. You don't have to do that. We do it, though. I haven't had any money. I'll tell you, the last time I had money was it wasn't even the 1st. Because I got my check 3 days early. It was the 29th of February was the last time I had 1 cent to my name. I have not had 1 cent to my name since the 29th of February. Today's March 21st. Am I still here? You're damn right I'm still here. Am I okay? Well, I don't know. How do you measure okay? I've got a deep freezer completely full of food. I've got canned goods. Well stocked with food. Plenty of ammo. Do I have some money? If a whore calls me up and wants to go out for a night on the town, I guess I am poor. But food, shelter, friends, people in the local community, my animals are fed. They're all doing good. All my plants look good. I do have some greens, which it's pretty early to start eating them. But I mean, worst case scenario, I do have foodstuffs that are fresh, that could be converted to a liquid, tangible asset. I do have the eggs. I've got I don't know, 4 or 5 dozen eggs in the refrigerator. I do have the chickens. So you see, I don't have money. I don't have dollars and cents. So I can't base my life today on dollars and cents. However, the good side to that is, what happens if the stock market crashes today? What happens if all of the banks blew up today? What happens if the entire United States federal government exploded today? A lot of people would do without a lot if they couldn't go to work tomorrow. I wouldn't do without anything. And that's where my value comes in, because my value isn't contingent on what the world around me does or does not do. My value is contingent on what I'm able to do for myself tomorrow. And that's where you have to place stock into. If you're putting all of your faith and your survivability, your ability to survive is contingent upon whether or not you're able to draw from your 401k plan, whether or not you're able to get a decent price on that stock portfolio at such time as you decide to convert it into a liquid asset. Well, that's contingent upon variables that are outside the realm of your control. And that is just not feasible. because then that means that others know they've got you where they want you to. They've got you by the balls, and they know that you can't do a fucking thing about it. Because guess what? You got kids to feed. You got mouths to feed. You got a house payment. You've got a car payment. You've got this. You've got that. So you're stuck. You're trapped. So now you're giving up the bulk of the tangible, which is your resources. Thought. Thought is your biggest resource. Because with the mind, you've always heard the saying, you can do anything you want to. That is true, but it all starts with the mind. You have to first be able to think about what you're doing. Then you need to think about what it takes to do it. Now I've got to put this dog up. She went in another room. I'll be back, folks. I'll be back in just a minute.
I just found some 4 weeks of survival food for $189.
What kind of stuff?
It looks, well, from the pictures, it looks good. It's a 4-week food kit plus survival seed vault for $189, but I don't know what the shipping is yet. They say it's marked down from $281, so their sales must be low. But it's from that My Patriot Supply.
Oh, okay.
And once you buy heirloom seeds, you can regrow them every year.
So what kind of stuff do they actually give you in those survival packs? Oh, hang on a minute.
I've got a can right over here if you'd like me to read off some of it.
I got to take the dog out. I'll be right back, folks.
Oh, hi.
Dig. That's all I ever do. Dig. There's my pistol cleaning kit. There it is, right next to the shotgun adapters. Yeah, there we go. Where's my reading glasses? I have to ask myself out loud every single time where something is if I can't find it. Is that nutty as a box of squirrel turds or what? I've been deserted. I could have swore I heard a Facebook notification.
Shit, fucking dude. I ain't doing everything else for everybody. Damn. Oh, shit's going on here. Fuck. How about it? Are we back? Where are we at? Come back when you have the money. It's pretty wicked. What's pretty wicked? What are we talking about?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out.
Seeds. I got a gazillion seeds. What, somebody needing some seeds? What vegetable do they want specifically? Cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, turnips, mustard greens, turnip greens, collard greens.
I've got one of those survival seed vaults right here.
Kale, smooth leaf kale, blue Scotch kale, leeks, fuck. I don't even know what all I've got. I quit keeping up with seeds 10 years ago. I do know I keep seeds off of everything I ever grow. No matter how much I yield, 25% of my total finished product goes to the following year's crop. An additional 25% gets given away no matter what. Because you always give back. And by doing so, you ensure that not only might you someday get a return on that investment, but mainly you do it because you're going to get from this world what you put into this world. And it isn't like, you know, people think, well, I give to charity. Yeah, I got quite a bit in tax write-offs last year from all I gave to charity. That's not what I'm talking about. That's given with the idea that you're getting something. No. I give 25% of everything I do away. That means all food, all dope I'll grow, whatever I do. 25% gets given away freely. With the hope that I can inspire others to do the same thing. 25% goes to next year's crops. And
I've been trying to do that with preparedness in general. Yeah. You know, sharing what I have with my community and saying, hey, you know, you wouldn't have to come to me if you had these things yourself, and they're relatively inexpensive because, you know, I'm on disability. You know, 250-pound bundle of cotton landed on my ass in 1996, and I ended up losing my job, losing my wife, lost the kids, the house, everything. Rebuilt after that. Then the second ex took.
Yeah, I always thought I could teach people how to that the growing and everything would inspire others. And
yeah.
I've reached a few, but more and more humanity is lazy, and they don't.
Oh my God!
I tried when I first approached it. I tried to approach it from, like, not to sound too cryptic, but from the Illuminati standpoint. I tried to just be honest with people, and I'd say, look here, have you ever been driving down the interstate? You got home from work, you got off of work, you're driving down the interstate. Did you ever happen to pass by a McDonald's and you felt hungry? Has that ever happened to you? And people would say, oh, yeah, sure. Or maybe your kid started hollering just before you got to the McDonald's and you pulled over and you decide, well, we haven't eaten anything. We might as well go ahead and get the kids something to eat anyway. Well, that's intentional. That's a program. That is using a type of, even worse than MK Ultra because it's used more commonly. But what that's using is colors on the subconscious mind. See, when the human mind sees the colors red and yellow, the psyche formulates the color orange. And when the psyche perceives that it sees the color orange, it triggers certain endorphins. And those certain endorphins, with regards to the color orange, trigger appetite. That's why if you'll notice that the McDonald's, the red and the yellow and them arches, if you'll notice, but more importantly, notice the location of all the McDonald's. Have you ever noticed that around like every shopping center, there's a McDonald's either when you're going in the shopping center or when you're coming out. And did you ever notice that when you're going down the interstate, let's say you get off on an exit, if there is in fact a McDonald's, it's usually like a right or left the minute you get off the exit.
Right. And but yeah, I work.
That's all intentional. It's a program.
Yeah.
There's location, location, location.
They know what they're doing.
That's what they say. Yeah. They know how to sell their garbage, but I, for one, like to cook my meals at home.
Yep, I don't eat that shit either.
If I have a date, if I happen to be lucky enough, or whatever, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me that I can't really get a decent date. But I'd say you'll come on out to the house. I'll cook you a steak. Well, I don't like steak. Well, I don't like you. Get out of here.
Veronica, I would promote McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the largest buyers, one of the biggest customers of the company Sonominex. I'm not a cannibal. You know, when Planned Parenthood started promoting abortions in the projects, and they were promoting, and back then they would even pay African American women to have an abortion. A lot of people.
Wait, you talked about cannibalism. You mentioned cannibalism and a company.
Yeah, because you've heard that, foods, just like, have you ever eaten a piece of salt cured ham?
Yeah.
What's the salt do?
Preserves the ham.
You're exactly right. It's a preservative. But salt's expensive to manufacture. Salt requires large amounts of sodium. Now, they toyed with, and they still use this in some foods, like in potted meat, Vienna sausages, hot dogs. Yeah. They use a product called sodium erythrobate, and that's a form of pure sodium that comes from the nightcrawler, from the worm.
From the nightcrawler worms. Yes, I eat those.
Worms. Now, that's still, even though they can mass manufacture sodium erythrobate for pennies per pound, what if you had pounds and pounds of meat that you could get sodium from and it wouldn't cost you nothing? There's where your Planned Parenthood makes all its money from. Now, it sells the most of the HEK 293, that is the kidney cell, from the fetuses, from the aborted fetuses, and that gets sold to the company Sonominex. It's an American biomedical company, and they then in turn render that down into a pure form of sodium. They also make 4 or 5 other flavor additives, and then that is sold to companies such as Pepsi. And then Pepsi then in turn sells it to one of its subsidiaries, West Foods, which is your Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, McDonald's. It's in a lot of the Pepsi products. It's basically, when you go to a fast food restaurant, you're eating aborted fetuses. And I know a lot of people just, can't handle that. But,
well, I knew there was something screwed up about their food. Yeah. Something just in the back of my head, call it instinct or whatever, but just, I may be hungry as hell, but I'm not walking into a McDonald's.
And see, when you do that, when you go to them fast food restaurants, you got to figure the people that make the money off of it. It isn't just Planned Parenthood making the money. Planned Parenthood has lobbyists in Washington, and that's why we put so much money into promoting abortion. Because A, it works for depopulation. If you want to get rid of the dumbass fucking poor people, what do? You go in the ghetto and you convince all the African Americans to get an abortion. Now, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that I agree with that ideology, but that is in fact what they do. But the problem with promoting all of that abortion is now you end up with all this biomedical waste. So now you've got to turn around and you've got to pay, you've got to line the pockets of the lobbyists so that they can put pressure on the EPA to look the other way. And you've got to basically keep paying all these people. So how do you generate a good revenue stream from it? Well, a lot of the material gets turned into growth hormone drugs, which are sold to the companies that make steroids, and that then in turn gets sold to all the bodybuilders. And the next largest buyer of this stuff is the companies that make flavor preservatives and flavor additives, which they then in turn feed back to us in our fast food, in our processed food. That's why I don't eat no boxes of fucking Kraft macaroni and cheese. Now I figure out why that powder doesn't ever clunk together. Yeah.
The only thing out of a package that I've eaten in the past 3, maybe 4 years has been this Augustin Farms food, but it's god awful.
Yeah. And all of this stuff.
It's survival food, but
people could look all this up.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean,
most of them won't.
I really sincerely wish that I could say that I was full of shit and I was just being an asshole and making this up to put down some company. I wish that were the case.
I'm like you, Heath. I generally don't talk shit unless there's a damn good reason for it.
I just don't know.
I mean, it ain't talking shit. It's telling the truth. You don't say anything bad or derogatory about a company, corporation, or person unless it's true.
And
This
stuff has been done a long time, but most recently it's getting to where they're putting it in more stuff, and it's sick. It's sick. But what it's doing, more importantly, not only is it just fucking nasty that you're that fucking hungry that you're eating human tissue. Here's the real, gets to the heart of the matter why it's real bad. To be it, the word nature always meant, even before Christianity exists, okay? So this isn't a religious standpoint. This is before we even had Christianity. We had the word nature, which is where we get natural. That always meant from God, from the Creator. It's also where we get other words like humane. Humane is a word that's used to describe our species quite often. When something becomes inhumane, it becomes less or not human. And that's what they want. That's why the push for all the robots, all the fucking the cell phones, the electronics. They want to get rid of you. That's why the depopulation, that's what all of this is about making you less human. Getting rid of the human element. And when they are able to get you to consume yourselves, it's killing you. It's literally making you unhuman, inhumane, or not humane. And that's what
I just did a search on that sodium earthorbate crap. And among the results is side effects, earthworms, Whole30, and sodium nitrate or sodium ethorbate ingredients. But 2 times they have worms listed with this. And you're right on the money with that, because it says right there in some of the brief little snippets of articles on these links, they take it from earthworms and they put it in your hot dogs, your bologna, everything.
Vienna sausages, potted meat, canned hams. And I put a link in the chat, Donna, of your thing on that company also that I had mentioned, Sonomanex. And I also mentioned that this company is Israeli owned. And the only reason I mention that is because a lot of the stuff that's being done to us can't be done. It's not like there's groups that can do things to other people, but they can't do it to themselves. And you know, it just is what it is. And we were always told all of this stuff. None of this stuff that I'm saying is even remotely new. This might be the first time some of you may or may not have heard of some of this stuff. But every bit of this stuff that I'm telling you is common public knowledge. You just don't do your research. And you don't do your research because it's much easier and nicer if you just go along with the story you're being told. And my problem is probably that I've gotten to be such a living without people for so many years. I might have become an asshole, and I probably don't say this stuff in as a nice of a way as a lot of people would want to hear it. I admit that I'm a fucking cocky asshole sometimes. But I do have the purest of intentions when I do try to share this stuff with the world. I really mean that. I'm not as evil and mean and hateful and condescending as I come off as being. I'm just tired of telling the same story over and over.
You sound like a man that's just had enough fucking bullshit from people. You try to tell them the truth, and then they just look at you funny, or they dismiss you with some look or laugh or some bullshit like that.
Well, if you really knew what you were talking about, you would have spelled that word right. You didn't spell that word right, so it's got to be wrong.
Yeah, well, I make typos all the time, and without spell check, I'm screwed.
Yeah. That's nothing new, friend. We're all like that.
Hell, used to be until a friend corrected me. I was saying, I would write a letter to somebody and write, good night. I got to go to bed now or whatever. But I would spell, instead of N-I-G-H-T, I was spelling it with a K. And they said, no, that's like a medieval night, not night as in nightfall. I said, well, how you spell night then? I quit school. I didn't graduate. I quituated.
Well, that's probably not a bad thing, because they weren't teaching that. That was all a scam to begin with, man. That was the Rockefeller family. The Rockefeller family, they invented what was called in old days. The Rockefeller Foundation created what was called the General Education Board. And they
oh, wow. You guys were talking about Cenemix. I did videos on that shit ages ago.
Okay. Where have you been? We've been talking about all kinds of shit.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I had to talk to the doctor for my bro.
It's okay. How's things going?
Not looking good at this stage, but yeah.
What the fuck? Still got him on you giving him shots and shit, or?
No, he's back at the group home, but they decided to pay the doctor a visit, and they're complaining to the doctor that that I'm arcing up over the antidepressants and agitation medication that is being given to him, and hence it was stopped. And I just explained to the doctor as to why they want to pretty much dumb him down, because that's just the done thing in those places. And he's pretty much going to see what he can do from his side of things, because the man is Slav. I met him when my dad was passing away. And, yeah, I just kind of had to fill him in as to what was going on with my bro, with myself at the same time, so that he gets a clearer picture of everything. So he's not going to allow them to give him the medication, because I said to him, mate, he's alive. We get angry. We vent. I said, how does he vent? Why isn't he allowed to vent just because somebody else is not happy listening to it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I refuse to do it. I said to him, that's a decision that I have to live with, and I'll be damned if I'm going to do it just to make somebody else's life easier, especially somebody that gets paid $1,500 fucking bucks to take care of him.
Yeah, that ain't worth a fuck, is it? get paid that kind of money, and then yet you still have to have worryation as to whether or not he's being cared for properly.
Oh, listen, they love taking the clients to the doctors here, and then they lie to the doctors. I mean, now they're talking about incontinence. Now, let me tell you about incontinence, and I'm sorry to drag you people into this, but I need to vent for a little while.
Yeah.
How incontinence starts when you're in these places is because they can't be bothered taking the client to the toilet when the client asks to go, right? And obviously by that time, especially if they can't walk right, they're not making it to the toilet in time. Hence, that creates work for the social carers that are there. They don't like that because then they have to shower them, they have to change them, they have to clean up the mess on the floor, yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
So with the last bunch that was there, what they did was they taught my bro, who knew when he wanted to go to the toilet and when he didn't, they taught him to piss in his fucking pull-ups that they started buying him without my knowledge.
What the hell?
Right? So they taught him to literally piss while he's sitting there. All right? Now all of a sudden they're telling me that he's got incontinence. Yebe mi mamu. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hear this shit and I want to fucking kill some fucker.
If he's got it, it's because they gave it to him.
Exactly. Well, this new bunch that come on, when they started saying shit, I turned around and I said, hang on a minute. Hang on a fucking minute. I said, do you think my bro didn't know how to go to the fucking toilet? I said, of course he did. He used to go on his fucking own. I said, but then it got to the point where it was the leg situation. He needed help. You don't help him, he can't make it there on time. What's going to happen? Which would happen to anybody. You're going to either piss or fucking shit yourself, right? But oh no, like I said, the last bunch, not this bunch, but the last bunch, started buying him pull-ups without my knowledge. I was told later, because when they brought up the topic of pull-ups, I'm like, looking at him and I'm thinking, what the fuck are they talking about? He knows how to go to the fucking toilet. So I'm going like, he knows how to go to the toilet. Oh yeah, no, we're ordering him pull-ups. Well, excuse me, but how long has this been going on? Which hence I came to light that they've taught him to literally piss where he's sitting. I mean, my bro has enough fucking sense to know that he's not going to sit there in shit, because that's the last thing my bro fucking will accept. But see, if they dumb him down with agitation medication, if they dumb him down with antidepressants, okay, then they can leave him sitting there in shit all fucking day, because he ain't going to be none the wiser. And not only that, I want to know, how did they come to the conclusion that he is depressed and that he needs antidepressants? Is it because he goes off every so often because he's bored fucking shitless? Does that make him depressed? Oh, yeah, I just don't want to think about it, because then I just get fucking angry and then I start feeling sick. Okay, where were we when I rudely interrupted everybody?
Oh, we were talking about earthworms and embryonic matter being turned into commercial food.
Yeah.
We're talking about
all that
great dude.
fetal cells being
Great dude wants
to
a
your
link.
food.
Can I just interrupt you for a second, Heath? Grey dude, it's pretty much midday here. Not that I fucking go by any kind of clock, but I've got more calls that I need to make. Hence is why I started early today with the live stream. So yeah, if you want to come on for a couple of minutes while we're still here, but I'm going to kind of end it, I don't know, probably in the next 10, 15 minutes. If you still want to jump on, let me know, and I'll drop the link and you can at least hang with us for 10, 15 minutes. But, yeah. But, yeah, that's what they're trying to do to him at the moment. They went to the doctor and they bitched because they didn't like the fact that I rung the doctor at the hospital, and I said to the doctor, I said, you ain't doing this to him. I said, do not fucking send him home with any kind of antidepressant stuff because he's not depressed. I mean, if they asked him, are you depressed? He wouldn't know what the fuck they were talking about. You want to ask him, are you hungry? Yeah. Do you know so-and-so? Yeah. Do you want a drink? Do you need a drink? Yeah. Do you want a coffee? Yeah. But depressed? He doesn't know what fucking depressed is. So how the fuck do they know that he's depressed?
I don't think they do.
They don't. They can't know.
And truthfully, I don't think they probably even care.
They don't, mate, because the antidepressants, along with the medication for agitation, pretty much knocks him senseless. This is not the first time somebody's tried to do this to him. They don't like him being on no medication. They don't like it. Every client that is through every place, whether it be old age, whether it be disabled here, I can tell you now that 99.9999% of them are on some kind of med to dumb them down. Well, my brother is living. He's a human being, and there's no fucking way in hell that I'm going to give him that kind of medication just to make some other fucker happy. Not going to happen.
They took my
He
video
can
down.
all he fucking wants, you know?
Fuck yeah.
Pardon?
I said they
Sorry?
removed my video since I've been on here in the process of this stream. The one that
They approved
taken
it.
down and then they put it back. Well, now they've taken it down again.
You
Tell those cafe latte sipping jackasses to make up their damn minds.
Oh, that's too funny.
Well, what? It doesn't help when you have subscribers to your channel that work
Sorry,
for
Gray, I
YouTube.
didn't see that. Sorry, people. Sorry. Gray said yes. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I didn't see it. Sorry, was not looking. Heads up my ass. Sorry. Sorry. There you go.
20 thumbs up.
Pardon?
20 likes on this event so far.
We've got over somebody. Oh, there you go, Gray. Hello, Gray.
Hello, I wanted to come on. Thanks for letting me on so I can say hi to everybody. And I hope that you have I hope that you have a good the rest of the day there, Perth.
Yeah, well, one will try. One can only, right? It just aggravates me to hell when they start talking about him being depressed, you know? I mean, for somebody that doesn't even know what that word is, how do you then come to the conclusion that they're depressed if they don't even know what the fuck the word depressed means?
Yeah, it's a fucked up world we live in.
Oh, it is. It is,
Many,
and I feel sorry, and I've said it 1,000,001 times. When I go to those homes and I see the other clients, because I sit there and I watch, when I see them, I feel sorry for them because I know majority of them do not have family to fight for them. One of them in my bro's home passed away a couple of weeks ago. This is a guy that was totally mobile. To look at him, he could communicate. He was going out by bus. I think he even, not necessarily work per se, but he was going to some place where he was doing some little thing, I suppose you could class it work to them. He died of a heart attack out of nowhere. They took him to hospital and he passed away. There was no coming home. And I can bet my life on the fact that that came from all the meds that he would have been on over the period. And his heart couldn't take it anymore. I mean, that was only the other week, you know? That was only the other week.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
But I do like the doc that he's got because he gets it. He's an older guy, like I said, he's a Slav guy. He gets it. He works with a lot of, when I say to him, you know, like, fuck, we get shitty and we yell and some people throw shit and some of fucking shittiness. But hey, let's fucking suppress that crap too. Not on my fucking watch. Not on my watch. And I said to him, I said, you know, I would have brought him home by now. And he says to me, well, I can try and help you do that. And I said, well, mate, you can't. Because right now, I said, I'm waiting for a fucking letter to know whether I'm fucking homeless or not. And then he remembered. He goes, oh, he goes, that's right. He goes, that was why we were pulling all those files and letters and friggin' reports. And I said, that's right. I said, so where am I going to bring him to if I don't have a home? So he's going to try and do whatever he can, which I don't know what that will be, but I'll let him go for it and see if he comes up with some kind of solution. You never know who knows who. And we'll go from there, I guess.
Oh, we're listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's shitty situation. That it's society, people. It's not just my situation. My situation is nothing compared to what some people have. You know, it's just not. It's just that it's aggravating when you know that of all times that a person, a human being, needs help, that the fucking government turns around and says, well, no, you can't go on that program because you're too old. Meaning go fuck yourself, basically. But yeah. I mean, hey, Australia wants to go to fucking Mars with the United States, but we have got homeless people left, right and centre, people that are on unemployment. Like I always say, over 340 or 50,000 women just over the age of 45 are homeless in Australia. That's not counting the men. That's not counting all the ones that are under 45. You know what I mean? But hey, let's go to fucking Mars, shall we? Let's go to fucking Mars.
What the hell's on Mars anyway?
Well, it's not really on Mars. Like I say to people, if you want to find Rover, just go to the Northern Territory. I think they've moved Rover.
Or if you want to see the International Space Station, just go and fucking pull up Google Earth, Star City, Russia. That's where it's always been. That's where it always will be.
Yeah.
Star City, Russia. Largest fucking bull in the world.
Yeah, when the thing is, when people basically don't start not waking up, start becoming aware, when people don't get it, it's even more frustrating because you see what's going on, and then the only way, and this is where I get you, Heath, and the way that you talk sometimes, because I'm hearing the same fucking frustration that I feel a lot of the times, because you'd like to be able to change some shit, but you can't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You want to fucking do it, but you can't. There is no, as I said, for the first time in my life, I can't think of a fucking solution. I'm just blank. Is it because I've got two lots of fucking drama going on at the same time and one is dependent on the other?
Not enough Indians.
Pardon?
Too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You got too many fucking idiots walking around, and they think because they've been coddled their entire lives, they think that people like me have to moderate and censor ourselves and dumb down how we talk out of fear of injuring their precious little fucking worldview. Look here. If your worldview was worth a fuck, I would let you have it. If I'm trying to challenge you to get you to think, then obviously there's something about you that I'm finding fault with. Now, nobody is supposed to be the same. I'm not talking about people. But look around. Is our world okay? Is it really okay? If it is okay, then why are there so many babies that are going to go to bed hungry tonight? Why are so many men only comfortable with a woman they can beat the shit out of? Why are so many black kids going to bed hungry while their mom's out on the hostro making $1 to get a crack rock, and their dad, well, they've never even met him? That's not me being racist. That is real life. My world ain't okay. The bees are dying. Right. My plants are doing shitty. And now I live in a world where I have to worry that if I send my little fucking girl, my daughter, into a bathroom, there's going to be some 50-year-old man dressed up like a woman in the bathroom. My world is not okay. And if any of you got a problem with me trying to fix my fucking world, fuck you. I know that sounds harsh, but that's what it's come to.
It's reality.
Our world is dying.
It's reality, you know?
You know?
Like, hey, I could go take a fucking antidepressant tomorrow. I can go down to my doctor and say, listen, I'm depressed. Give me some shit, you know? Give me some, I don't know, fucking Valium. Give me some Therapax. Give me some whatever the fuck it is that you give to people nowadays for depression. I could do that, and I could sit here all buzzed up, you know, and have a laugh. But that ain't my fucking reality. I don't want to live like that. My reality is shitty, but I know it's fucking, it's my reality. You know what I mean? I don't want to see you all buzzed up, thinking shit's okay. I just don't.
Doesn't like the drag queen age that we live in now. I don't either. What was wrong with you being queer and keeping it your fucking self? And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on the gay people. Look here. When I get me a piece of ass, well, now I probably would brag about it, and I probably would try to show off. But normally, when I get me a piece of ass, you know who knows about it? Me and that girl that I'm fortunate enough to get into her pants. I didn't have to take her, parade her around town and brag, hey, look here, look at this piece of ass I just popped off last night. It don't matter if I'm straight or gay or nothing. That is not public knowledge. That is not public concern. So when you go to put something in the public's face, you ain't got no right to bitch at how the public reacts. What you could do? Be gay, cram it down my throat, and force me to acknowledge it and accept it and tell you it's okay? I'm sorry that you're that fucking insecure with your sexuality that you need to vindicate yourself by making laws that say I have to tell you that you're okay with what you're doing. You're obviously not okay with it, because if you were truly okay with it, you wouldn't give a fuck what I think. Some things...
Hey guys, gotta go.
Later on, Grey Dude.
Thanks for jumping on, Gray. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come on and saying hi to everybody.
No dramas, mate.
Everything isn't supposed to be public knowledge. But the thing is, when you put something in the eyes and the ears of the public, you best be willing to defend it. Whatever it is. And we live in a world where people are used to being able to talk their shit, live their shit, and expect the rest of us to put up with it. I'm sick of smelling the shit. I'm tired of smelling it. And if you motherfuckers don't want me running my mouth and you don't want me talking shit, then clean your fucking yard up. Clean your fucking ass up. Watch your kids. As long as I have to go out in public and see your fucking decrepit asses and your fucking bratty, ignorant, fucking misbehaving fucking kids, and I gotta look at your fat ass old lady that don't even know how to cook or do a dish, you're gonna hear my opinion. You don't want to hear my opinion? Then fix your fucking world. Because when you come into my world and you fuck it up, I've got rights to say something. And so does everybody else. And the problem is, you all keeping your mouth shut. We've been silent for too long, too much.
Silence is consent.
You see a woman getting her ass beat, you have every fucking right to grab that dude by the neck and break his fucking neck. You don't make tolerance. Don't make acceptance for shit that's not acceptable. You have tolerance and acceptance
Can I just please tell you people a story that applies there to what Heath is saying, okay? There was this one guy when I was doing Horrible Dam, I was following Horrible Dam and whatever, and I was copping a lot of shit from different channels because of what I was saying over the Horrible Dam. And one night, my day actually, his night, this guy shows up in my chat, right? Because I was just doing a YouTube chat. I wasn't doing a hangout, just a YouTube chat. And he comes in and says, hello. Now, unbeknownst to him, I'd already had somebody that was hanging out under a different channel. They weren't doing it for my benefit. I didn't even know that they were doing it, right? But this all came to sort of light later. I had somebody send me a copy of a conversation that was taking place where they were talking about, 3 or 4 individuals were talking about how they should go about hacking my computer and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, one of them happened to be this guy that comes into my channel, into my chat. And so there's no audio. We're just like typing backwards and forwards to one another. And, you know, he kind of goes, hey, and I thought, I know you. So I go, hey, I'll give everybody a chance. And he pretty much started, you know, how you doing, whatever. And he goes, oh, not so okay, can't sleep. And I'm going, you know, what's the problem? Can I help? And he starts saying to me that his kids have been pretty much diagnosed with some kind of spinal thing or whatever. And that there's a good possibility that they will, you know, they will likely end up in wheelchairs, whatever. And I said to him, I said, mate, do you... no, not Don Moore. No, not Don Moore, who opened up like 10 different fucking channels or whatever to just so that he could abuse me under my comments. But anyway, and I said to him, I said, do you want me to just listen or would you like my advice? Because not always do people want to hear advice because they don't like what they hear. And he said to me, he goes, you know, that he's okay hearing my advice. So I said to him, I said, you need to get those kids, like, what do they do as far as exercise? Are they into sport? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? No, 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 no. So what do they occupy their time with? And he's telling me it's usually on computer, it's usually on their phones, yada, yada. And I said, mate, I said, you tell me, I said, who's the parent? Who's the parent and who's the child? And I said, the parent knows that if those children do not start exercising those back muscles at an early age, that they're going to end up in a wheelchair. I said, you need to pretty much start taking them either swimming, which is really good for the back, like back muscles. You need to get them into some kind of sport. And he goes, but they won't do it. And I said, again, I said, I'm asking you the same question again. Are you the parent or are you the child? And he goes, the parent. And I said, well, then you need to assume responsibility of those children as a parent, and you need to take away their computer, you need to take away their fucking phone, and you need to say, you're going to get your ass to the fucking pool, because if you don't, I'm going to pick up your fucking little ass, throw it in the fucking vehicle, and you're going to go fucking swim if I say you're going to fucking swim. Why? Because you're too stupid to realise why I'm doing it, and that it's just for your benefit, not for my fucking benefit. Anyway, we had this conversation. Nobody else was around. Nobody was coming in to chat. We have this conversation, and he ends up coming back the next night. And he says that he and his missus had a long talk. And he said, thank you very much. And I said, well, you know, if I helped in any way, that's good. And I've not heard from him since. But the fact of the matter is, people, what is being said, don't be offended by it. People have let go of assuming responsibility of their children. And granted, not everybody, okay? Not everybody has. But you give them phones to occupy them. You give them computers. They sit on the computer. How can these kids not get sick when their body is not doing anything? If the body is not physically doing something, it starts acting accordingly, meaning it's going to itself, well, it's not doing anything, so maybe it's dying, so therefore I need to pretty much start shutting down. That's kind of how the body works. People don't want to hear it, but it's the fucking truth. It's the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the truth. People don't want to acknowledge Monsanto. What are they doing? They're feeding their children poison every day. And it's okay, but they sit in silence. They don't want to do anything.
Monsanto that damn Agent Orange shit.
You know, they give their kids water that comes from a water treatment plant. You're literally giving your kids water that comes from somebody else's fucking toilets. Do you know what I mean? People sit in silence. They ignore all of this stuff.
They don't care.
So when you hear somebody yelling like he's going off, or when I go off on a fucking rant, it's not because I hate you all. It's not because I fucking hate people out there that are fucking, I don't know, 10 blocks away from me or whatever. It's not. It's the fact that you see what's going on and you want to make people aware. It's like, do something. Granted, a lot of you do not have the funds, just like I don't have the funds, but at least change the things that you can change. Buy some clean water if you can't get a hold of clean water. Attempt to go and buy what we can is no longer organic. There is nothing organic unless it's literally under 7. You know what I mean? Because you've got chemtrails. That shit that comes from chemtrails and whatever, that drops on food that is growing outside. So it's still consuming some of it. But the fact of the matter is, at least it's less than what you would get if you were buying Monsanto shit. So change the things that you can change. Don't just sit in silence. Stop supporting the fuckers that are exterminating our asses. Do what you can, your own little bit to change shit. But most of all, assume responsibility of your children. Because there's no point when they get to 15, when they get to 20, when they get to 30 or whatever, that they're going to start being sick. And the more shit they drop on us, kids are going to start getting very, very sick at an earlier and earlier and earlier age. They just will. They just will. Because we're getting bombarded with shit. So if you hear rants going on here or at his channel or whatever, I hear him, I get what he's saying, because I get so frustrated sometimes yeah, I mean, just look at the shit around yourself, you know. Let's not be quick to jump, and let's not be quick to hate, and again, just using for as an example, whether we're on a flat, whether we're on a ball, whatever the fuck it is, we're all in the same shit pool, folks. We're all in the same shit pool. You know, we don't need to be arguing. We don't need to be whatever. You know, I mean, if you want the fun and games, there's gamers out there. Go to their channel, and you don't got to think about other stuff that's going on around. You know, you can plead ignorance and say, well, you know, I didn't know about Monsanto, hence is why I'm giving the kids the food that I'm giving. We all know about it. You know, nobody's dumbed down that much that they don't know. Like I said, that excuse has gone out the window for me. It left a long time ago. Because if you're capable of saying that we're being dumbed down, that means you're aware enough to know that you are, or that they're attempting it, which means that you are aware enough that you need to actually change something. You need to make a change. You need to give a shit. You know? And like I said, I get it. I'm not fucking rich. I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm not talking down to anybody. I don't want to talk down to anybody. But the thing is, we need to start assuming responsibility. And before we start pointing the finger or this, that, and the other, and it comes back to what he said. You know, we've all got shit in our own backyard. We all need to fucking start doing something about that shit, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Regardless. Because we can't keep turning a blind eye to this and expect something to change. I can tell you personally, God is not coming down to save your ass. He's not.
No, God's not your baby.
I tell him every fucking day, just blow the fucking place up. It needs a reset.
He already gave everybody what they needed to save themselves. Why has he got to
That's
give it
right.
to you?
That's exactly right.
You've already been taught what you need to do. Look within and do the right thing.
Everything. He gave us everything.
The right thing. Do what you know.
The Creator, whether it be one or whether it be many creators, I don't know until I drop dead and then I find out what's going to happen after that. You know, maybe I can come back and inform you guys, but I don't know. But he pretty much gave us everything. We pissed on it. We pissed on it. We pissed on it all.
No, them rich fuckers pissed on it.
No, we all did. We all did. You know, we all did. In one way or another, mate, we all did. And again, this is no going fucking insulting anybody or whatever. But as I've said to people, if you haven't done anything, when somebody goes to war on another country, if you've sat in silence and gone, just watch the news and whatever, and oh yeah, this is going on, and you know, the troops are going here and the troops are going there, and I'm not talking about one country, I'm talking about everybody. I'm always talking about everybody. And you've done nothing to say, no, don't go kill innocent people, then we are all fucking guilty as hell, okay? In one form or another, we are all guilty of some shit. We've all, in one way or another, helped piss on everything that was put in front of us, generation after fucking generation. And here we are today, wondering where our privacy is, where our freedom is, where our good food is, where our clean water is. Why aren't we breathing clean air? Well, shit. Maybe it's because humanity sold itself out for the quick and easy. We are responsible. I give kudos to the people above us that are doing this to all of us because they can. Why? Because we allow it every fucking day. We allow it. In one form or another, we allow it to continue. Is something going to change? Nope. Silence is consent. Silence is consent. It continues. It continues. Continues. You know, people don't get that, and we've said it so many times, your tax dollars are paying for your own extermination. The farmer that thinks he's doing a great job is buying Monsanto seed. That grows. It gets taken off to bakeries. Bakeries make bread out of it. That farmer is producing the same poisonous seed, helping make the same poisonous bread that he feeds his children with on a daily fucking basis.
You know what happened in India whenever they introduced genetically modified cottonseed?
Oh, so I heard there was a big kerfuffle over that. Apparently a lot of farmers were either dying or they were killing themselves. And
they were killing themselves because they were worth more dead than alive, and their families could live on the insurance money.
And they couldn't, and alive, the seed, they could only buy the seed from them people, and they couldn't afford to buy the seed, so they were going in debt just to farm.
Yeah.
So they would drink poison and stuff, and drinking poison live and killing themselves, you know, intentionally. They're still doing it.
I remember that. I didn't go into it as in to read a lot about it, but I remember reading something about that. But people just need, hey, it applies to all of us, people. It's not just me. It's not just you that we're having to go at. It's all of us, you know. We all need to take stock of what's going on. We all need to start becoming a little bit understanding, a little bit more tolerant. Because if we did that much, then the majority of people wouldn't have to live on their own. You could literally hook up with somebody else that you have the same fucking like, same interest, same whatever. You know, you kind of get on with that person, yada yada. It would make life a little bit easier for everybody. But while we're intolerant, while we're non-understanding, while we're, you know, we don't show any of that stuff, how the fuck are ever any of us going to come back together? Because we've been divided so badly in Western society especially. We've been divided so badly that the way that I'm looking at it, I don't see a way back. You've got to forget the politics. You've got to forget the religion. You've got to forget every fucking category and say, well, hey, this has not worked so far. Look where it's brought us. You got to drop it.